Fear is the mind killer, and fear is a little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will forbid it to pass over me and through me.
Knowledge is power, but how you use that power defines whether you are good or evil.
That'll be so cool.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Phil's like, I can't, we haven't been to bed. I go, well, Stephen hasn't been to bed. Yeah.
Welcome,
we both
everybody,
stayed up
to
all night.
Hive Live number 13.
Oh, the Hive. I like it. Good stuff.
Almost
All right, let's come out of the gate hot.
It's like halal
How
meat.
about, how about we talk about...
Talk about whatever you want because it doesn't get good till the second hour.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bail at 11.
You fucker.
But, dude, Friends to
Such a
Know.
wuss.
I gotta go on Friends to Know.
Oh, you're on another
Well,
podcast?
you come back after
Yeah.
that's only an hour.
Dude, are you kidding me? Adam does like 4-hour shows.
I've never listened.
Really?
Yeah, he'll go forever. Like, I'm sure I will bail out of that because I have to go to sleep and he'll keep going.
Well, I'm gonna eat.
Eat. I didn't see a picture. You didn't take a picture.
Oh, fuck.
I swear, one day I'm just going to show up.
Oh, Failed is here.
Oh.
Look at the eyes.
Vicky
Look at the
Veronese is here.
brain.
Vicky, do you want to come in?
Vicky.
Who's here?
Vicky. That crazy Australian lady.
Yeah, like.
Oh, Australians? Dude, don't be flashing Illuminati symbols at me.
Got you good, you fuckers.
Oh, Vicky, we're not going to do the... I'm not going to go over the OhmWallet and SVV shit. That stuff's nonsense. I think it's an alternate reality game, an ARG. I don't think it's actually real. I think we all got suckered into it.
Hey.
Hey.
What?
What's going on right now?
Your mom.
Yeah,
Something
you
about some
don't even
VR stuff I don't know anything about?
You're on your fucking phone. Put your
Hey,
phone
shut the
away,
fuck
man.
up. You stay out of my business, Failed. You see what you gotta make me do right now? Look at that. You see what you just made me do?
Don't wuss
I gotta
out,
go
Grim.
silent. Just calling me out.
We know
Nobody knows
what the deal is. It's okay.
what's happening right now. AI. What about artificial intelligence?
You're a freaking chatbot.
You have to ask me while I got a mouthful of food, right?
I'm a chatbot? It's possible. I could be artificial intelligence
Yes.
for all you guys know.
No, it's
I
a
just
joke.
have I just have really good
It's AI fuckery, yes, you're right. Talk, somebody
Right.
talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm definitely not on my phone right now.
Are you recording?
Yeah, we're live right now, Failed. And your mohawk is, or faux hawk, or whatever you want to call it, is coming through real hot.
Fuck yeah,
So-
buddy.
So you want to talk 9/11, Failed? I know you do. You always want to talk
It's a
9/11.
gay hawk.
No, I gotta go get my headphones downstairs, but then I figured something out. I'm gonna.
You figured
I'll
something
talk-
out?
What we talked about today?
Yeah.
You broke the cake?
Yeah.
Yep, it was awesome
Oh man.
I'll
In
be
chats?
back with headphones.
on our chat.
Just wait. You'll find
Oh,
out.
Yeah, go
waiting.
get your
we gotta
headphones,
talk
hurry up.
though. We gotta talk though. We gotta keep dead air. Dead air.
No,
That's
no
money
dead
in the
air.
radio
No
business.
dead air.
You gotta keep the air going. You know that could be advertiser space right there.
I
You
know.
gotta keep the voice going.
I know.
Oh man.
So,
So
what
yeah,
did you do
that
today? Cut some meat?
I worked.
Yeah, on the bandsaw.
You know I did. I tried to do a little bit of meat casting, and my boss totally was just like staring in the window, like, "Who the hell are you talking to?" I was
Did
like,
you
"I
see
don't
where
know what you're talking about."
I said, you should have told her I'm talking to the voices in my head, and then I was dying laughing. You know, I was asleep, I get all punchy, and then I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to tell somebody that the next time they ask me.
Oh man. Yeah, it was.
And then Steve wakes you up, and you totally forget.
And I freaking forgot the best part of the dream. On the dreamscape, or on the Noxmente, about the crack in my Suburban. I was driving, so I got in my Suburban, was driving my, well, I guess I got in my Suburban. I was driving the Suburban, and then like the road cracked, and it had like this lightning. It like came down to the left, and then went over to the right, and then came down. It was weird, and it was like a directed energy weapon or something. And that
A
was,
directed energy weapon, huh? Hmm.
yeah, dude. I just pulled up friggin' Sandia National Laboratory. I got the
man.
document for you. You can read it.
You got the documents? I got the documents.
Right from their own webpage.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
It
they
could
got
be
some really
disinfo.
cool stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So I haven't like read the news or watched the news in like probably a week and a half almost. And I've been so much happier since I just cut it all out of my life. It's crazy.
You got to do that.
Yeah, like I was just getting so sick of the bullshit. Like, because I know everything's just bullshit. That's all it is.
Yeah,
And it's like,
exactly.
nope, I'm done with fucking side A, side B nonsense. I'm just going to focus on the things that actually affect my life and not worry about
Yeah.
nonsense anymore. Done with it.
Oh.
No more
Do we
news.
have a clapping soundbite or track or something we can play? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I should have done
No,
that.
that's jerking off.
Yes. I swear that was clapping. I swear it was.
No, you gotta have one of those. Like everybody's going, yay!
Oh man, yeah. I should make
Yeah,
a good
that would be a good
soundboard.
one. I know.
Yeah.
The boys used to have a really good soundboard for when they did crank phone calls.
Oh yes. God, I should pull up my Alex Jones soundboard. We could use more Alex Jones.
I think you might trigger Jerry if you do.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
back.
I'm gonna have to play that song again.
Does it sound better now?
That song is
Dude, you
stuck in
sound
my
you
head for
sound like a
5 days.
fucking you sound like a glorious Canadian god right now. I love it.
I know.
On Mount Saint
Mount Rainier?
Germaine.
Mount Rainier.
Yes.
Oh no,
man.
that's your mountain.
Mount
I'm not on your
Canasta.
mountain.
That is my mountain. Mount Rainier. It
Yeah.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
Did you say Canasta, Jerry?
French Canadian piece of shit.
I did.
You Irish American piece of shit.
Dude, I got Polish and French in me. I'm fucking losing every war. Every
You-
single one. I'm either getting invaded or I'm surrendering. One of the
You
two.
pull it. Okay, yeah, that's.
Well, I found out today failed as part of my Nephilim race.
Oh, yeah, he's over 6 foot, so obviously.
He's like
that just goes
6'4".
without saying. Yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah, he's a giant.
I
That's
am
why,
a
you know,
giant.
That's why he tries to grind my bones to make his bread. We can't have this.
Mm,
I forgot about
He's a
that.
fucking baby hill giant.
I
That's all
never
he
said
is.
that.
Oh, baby hill giant.
Baby hill giant.
Yes.
Oh, with your +3 club
Good
of
one, Jerry. I'm
Stein.
gonna make that my username now. Baby.
Baby hill giant. Yeah, that is. That's
No,
a good
failed baby hill giant.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh man.
that's awesome.
So failed. What'd you find out today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's hear it.
It's. I said I'm
You're not even.
much
you're
funny
not even
because
in
my
a Tubcast?
parents are. No Tubcast right now.
Hi,
Oh, I'm
Vicky.
trying to get my vape.
Hello, Vicky.
My vape to work.
Why are you using some burnt up coils?
Fuck! I've been burning the same fucking coil all day, and it was torched yesterday, and I should have.
Just tastes
changed
like
it.
shit. Black cotton. Just keep going.
Oh yeah, all day long. I figured out that if I didn't breathe in so hard, I for about a second, then I wouldn't get the burning taste. any more than that, I was burning the cotton. Oh, it was a fucking rough day.
Yeah, that is a rough day.
I can tell it's rough when I'm only at like 60% on my battery, when I'm usually at like 20% by the end of the day.
Jesus. Ooh.
Too much rain this morning.
Fuck, come on.
Yeah, it's raining right now by me.
Is
Thunderstorms.
it?
guys are-
just
you guys
coming
are
through.
clouds here
Yeah.
today.
You're getting my rain.
What do you? Well, you just have forest fires right now, right?
Failed made it rain.
No, there's no fires
No.
by you.
No, we're getting the smoke, but the fires are in British Columbia.
So that's a little further west.
I'm about 500-600 kilometers from the fires, but you can see the smoke on the horizon.
So what's that, like 830 farm fields? You think?
Yeah, we're American. You have you have to dumb it down. For
At
us.
least 1,000 farm fields. At least 1,000 farm fields. Fucking stupid vape. Sorry.
You have to use the agreed upon.
Making it for a very great cast.
Yeah, dude. Ryan said he's gonna do a swapcast with us. So when
Sounds
we record
dirt.
with him, he's gonna throw it on his fucking feed, and all his fans are gonna get humiliated by listening to fucking me and James's bullshit.
Ryan who?
They're gonna say, "Why?" Ryan Peverly from A Culture.
Oh, Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Ryan.
Ryan Peverly? That's hilarious. So, but that's not our.
No, that's not our Ryan from A Sunday Morning.
Okay.
Not our Ryan. He's.
He's my Ryan too.
We just
You
claimed
have to
he's my
share. You have to share, Ryan.
Ryan. I'll share Ryan all day. You back off.
Because you
Oh, yeah.
secretly want Miguel, don't you?
Oh, I would love to have Miguel. Some RPJ up in here. That would be awesome.
I'm
gonna invite him.
I want to be in on that.
Dude, he's. I feel like I don't know. I don't think he'd come on.
Dude,
Why?
I don't know. I just have that feeling. He's just kind of gone radio silent for a while. Like, he doesn't even go on Grammarica anymore. And he tweets about super liberal views all the time.
Maybe he's a well-programmed robot.
I mean, it's possible. It's we all could be.
Well, we are.
What is there, 2 Vickies down there? What's going on right now? What is this madness? Now we know who the real bot is.
She got booted, probably. I should probably look in the hangout.
Soapaz.
You're
You
on
didn't
the-
get a meat mountain?
Vicky,
I didn't get a meat mountain.
You're on the call, Vicky. Turn your microphone, unmute yourself, and talk.
Hello?
Hey!
Oh, hello.
Get back! I can't believe I did it!
You're so much enthusiasm.
I know. That's
Oh,
awesome.
Charles, I just don't do well with AI. AI sucks cocks in hell as far as I'm concerned.
We
Plus,
can't-
we've got a festival here,
We can't see
and
you.
all these little performers are on their phones. Oh, you don't need to see me, Giles, seriously. I'm looking a bit rough today.
Enjoy the crowd.
Right? I don't know what the hell I got going on this thing. It took me all that time just to click on. I'm so not into it, you know? Anyway, what's happening? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing yet, really. Just kind of trying to figure out something to talk about.
Shooting the shit.
What do you want to talk about?
We usually need to like a half hour or so to warm up.
Just to warm up, get into it. And Jerry, you
Oh, I
finished
can
the
tell you, I
Soapaz.
watched a movie last night I liked.
Do tell.
What movie?
It was called Coherence.
Coherence. Interesting.
Is it new?
Well, you guys might laugh. I don't. It's only been released here for us. You've got to understand. I'm in the fucking arse end of the earth, darling. I live in Australia, and so we get things a bit late than you guys.
You completely cut out, Vicky. It was like a slow motion, or did I cut out?
No, it was,
Everybody
No,
it
said
was
you
her.
no.
didn't. You didn't cut out. She cut
Okay, I'm like, everybody's quiet. What happened? Did I break?
out. I had to talk to Steve for a second. That's gonna confuse you.
I know.
Grim.
My name's Steve.
I know.
Yeah.
Every time I
It
say it, you're gonna be
messes
like,
with me.
"Wait, me?"
Steve, I'm right here, and then I'm checking all
I
my
know. You're
messages.
talking
Did
to
Mom DM me somewhere?
me. I gotta look up this movie now. I am interested.
Coherence.
Coherence.
I know. What a tease. Just
I
dropped a movie,
know.
and then she just
Yeah, and then
died.
she takes off. Crap.
What happened to Failed? He's probably playing Skyrim right now.
Wow.
He's
If
like,
he is playing,
I'm just gonna play some GTA while you guys
if
talk.
he is playing Grand Theft Auto,
You know he is. Hey, she's back.
Coherence. I was looking up on the Library of Congress about giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Smithsonian and look at the skeleton collection that they have.
Yeah, they don't have any good ones.
No, none of the good ones.
No, they have all that crap in the back. Or in their underground warehouses.
Like Warehouse 13. You ever watch that TV show?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it was an old sci-fi series, like around the Eureka days. If you ever saw that, Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, no. Can't
Yeah.
say.
I used to watch a lot of TV. Not so much anymore.
I used to watch a lot of news. I was
Yeah, you
addicted
gotta
to
cut
the
that out.
news for a while. Oh, I did cut it out.
Yeah.
I don't even have a TV.
Mm-hmm. Poisons the brain. It's just the way to manipulate
There's only
us.
one in the bedroom. That's right.
Wait, I'll just get all my news from Alex Jones. That's the it's the truest thing there is.
Only the songs that.
Oh God, I love that.
Who is it? Who are the people that did it?
Super Deluxe.
Super Deluxe, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great song.
Oh, so great. And then Ben reminded me that they did a song. I don't know. I guess he showed me a song a while ago that they did.
What's the ones about ingratiating goblins?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I love that Alex Jones. He's a national treasure for sure. His skeleton needs to go in the Smithsonian when he dies.
Yeah,
all right, I'm back.
exactly.
I'm back.
Oh, Jerry, welcome back.
Enough of this shit.
I'm done eating. I'm sorry.
No, I'm jealous.
I will get my shit together next time.
You ever apologize to me?
I feel bad. I'm always rushing to eat, and I got nothing done that I wanted to. I had all this shit I wanted. I was gonna make a PowerPoint.
And you didn't even have a meat mountain to film it. Like, come on.
No, and I didn't even finish my dinner. I just wolfed down 1 or 2 sopes. I don't recall how many it was.
He was like a giant eating as fast as he could.
Well, I never even put the hangout into the video. Have we got a video?
A video?
Oh, I was gonna say, motherfucker. I really did forget.
Anyway.
I do remember though, I was testing my audio the other day, and if the way it works with OBS is that it takes your audio, it monitors your output and your input, so your mic and your speaker, and
Okay.
or my headset. So whatever I hear goes out over the wire, apparently, except fucking YouTube videos.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one. Remember, we couldn't get those to play where you could hear them.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Do you have like a virtual audio cable?
No.
Because that's the only way that I could run sound out my mic like that to where like you guys could hear it is I got to run it through a virtual audio cable.
It's actually, excuse me, a bug in Chrome for Linux.
Did you report it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Google Forums ambassador or whatever shit they call it.
Nice.
Like William Mount? That kind of ambassador?
No, like a real one.
I know, I'm kidding.
Like I answer tech support questions for people, you know. Like
nice.
I help out.
I get it. That's cool.
I forget what they call it though. It's like a it's like honored guest or I forget.
A genius?
No.
A Google genius?
Like I'm a Google local guide too, so you can read my reviews on Google and I take pictures of shit. One of my pictures has like 100,000 views. I have no idea why.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
Is it a dick pic?
Didn't I show that to you? What?
Dick pic.
This is just gotta be a dick pic.
No, I show you. It's on
100,000 views.
It's on Google Maps. It's crazy.
I don't have a computer, so I can't put photos in Google Maps, or I would. I love looking at people's pictures.
Me too.
So let me put this on this screen so I can face the microphone. Face the music. Where is Nish?
She was in the garden. I talked to her for a long time today too, but on texting. We came to some pretty cool conclusions about some stuff. Yeah.
Where is that crazy?
My brain was working overtime today.
Here it is. Look at this. 145,000 views. Can you see this?
For that picture?
Just for this picture. And it's like, it's not of the restaurant.
For a Thai restaurant?
Yeah. It's like the back counter.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know. And all the other ones were like 1,000, 2,000. And then...
that's weird.
145,000 people want to go to that restaurant.
Yeah, or they're checking it out.
I'm
Maybe
thinking
it's
some kind
sort of storefront for some dirty shit going on in the back.
Now, when I posted maybe like naughty, like the two ladies on it are like going at it, licking each other's.
It's very possible.
Silly. It's silly, I tell you.
Or so this could be like a massage parlor.
No, this one.
Happy ending.
I took it February. It's got 33,000 views. I figured it was just because it had the menu. But what happened is like it ran, like one or two pictures would run up really fast, and then you wouldn't get any more views after that. It's almost like it got spidered, like a bunch of web robots just totally read it all, downloaded it, whatever happens, you know.
Oh, that's interesting.
But I don't know. It's kind of odd.
Very odd.
Very interesting.
I was just listening to the first half of James Bartley's Cosmic, whatever the fuck it's called, show. It's not a bad show. He had Robert Stanley on. Do you remember? Were you in the chat, the Zoom chat that we were in last summer with Robert?
I think so.
Do you remember when I asked him if he thought Enki could be an AI spirit?
Yes.
And he laughed at me, or he didn't laugh at me, but he was like, no. He opened up tonight's show with Bartley, just like going, we live in a construct. It's run by an AI.
Oh my God, he totally came around.
No, he didn't. Enki's still, you know, the crazy fucking Lucifer dude. Pretending to be daddy.
But not in a construct?
Yeah, but he's...
I guess I'd have to listen.
Like, you know, he didn't go in further into what he meant, but
okay.
I believe that his interpretation of Enki is another being from another planet who came here. So he's, you know, a source being who's been corrupted.
That's crazy. I don't think there's ever been any other beings from other planets here.
Maybe if
it's all just come from within.
If it's a dimensional shift, then yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
There could be other avatars, other DNA skin suit formats on other planes, right?
No. Yeah, there could be.
We could all be in failed sim.
We could be in his
world.
ass crack.
That is true.
On one mold spore could be our world.
Like Horton hears a who.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, exactly.
I remember what I was going to say. Og put out a new video today called "The Time Machine," which is really interesting. Did you watch it?
No, I saw it, but I didn't watch it. Did he put that out last night?
I don't know. I saw it today.
Yeah, I think he put it out last night.
I didn't get to watch it till I went out for coffee. Or listen, rather. Anyway.
Kind of like a synchro to what we were talking about last night.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we're starting a hive. You know, there's always synchros around and after a hive. It's like our own little personal mini Burning Man. It's a slightly Burning Man.
With no effigy.
It's like
no effigy and none of the awesomeness, but I'll take it.
No free drugs.
Do you remember? I think it was on Big Bamboo, the Cheech and Chong album, where they had the gonorrhea. Are you tired of the steady drip, drip, drip of gonorrhea?
Yeah.
Now they have the drug resistant strain of gonorrhea that's causing fear porn.
Oh yes, super gonorrhea.
Yeah. Anyway, the time machine thing. I'll just say this, Vicky, and then you can talk. I'll shut up. Thank you for the bells.
Bells sound good.
Okay, so the time machine isn't like a time machine in the sense of the idiocracy type of time machine.
It's just like a frozen stasis.
No, it's a machine that generates a distortion field in here that we interpret as time. So
I can see that.
He said it's some kind of highly advanced technical machine that was built or put here and then abandoned. So they're like, we're going to fuck with these people, and they throw this shit in here, and then they boogie like, oh, this sucks now. Let's get out of here. Let's go get sushi and not pay.
I totally would.
And it's also the way out. If you've heard him talk about the inverted cones, the cones, of time, like we're in the middle and there's a spiral out and back, yada yada. You probably it's at the middle. Or there's apparently multiple of these machines, more than one, and they're in the bases, of course. So anyway,
where else would they be?
That's basically the whole. That's how you get out of here, and you have to approach it. And as you approach it, because we're in an inverted reality. As you approach it, your various other alternate simultaneous simulations start manifesting around you. And if you lose focus, you will get caught in one of those and get de-rezzed. Heavy. Great Scott.
I have this whole problem with just time in general, because the only thing that we know is the present and what's happening exactly. Like, there's no way of knowing there's an actual future or a past. Like, time is just a way that we use to track existing. And just because we're just these OCD creatures that need to be able to put numbers with everything.
Or has it been imposed on us?
I don't know. I just, time's just... it's a control mechanism. You got to be on time. You got to follow this.
That means it's been imposed on us.
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea about the inversion, because I realize that we're in an inverted reality, and of course time would be inverted, and that cone is a probability cone, which would contain all your probable timelines, your possible timelines.
Oh yeah. I mean, every action that you do, we'll have a different reaction.
Right.
You can
generates
just
a
have
brand new tree, decision tree changes. Yeah.
That I could see.
So, but now
it all happens at that present moment, though. Like, I don't think that you could ever just travel through time.
You're right. You're not traveling through time in what he's talking about, okay? It generates time. It's what's causing time to exist here, is what he's saying.
Okay.
Like, it's creating a distortion in our frequency field, or in the Schumann resonance, or whatever you want to call it, right? It's generating a distortion in consciousness, in the ether, that's manifesting to us as time.
Okay, I think I got you. I think I'm with you.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. So he either pulled it out of his ass or it's real.
It sounds like an ass pulling, but I like it.
It's kind of weird. Why would you pull something out of your ass that nobody can understand?
Time's so fucking weird. Like, you could hypothesize just anything on it, and really nobody could prove it. Just, it's like, who's got the coolest idea? That's kind of how I feel about it.
The one thing I just want to say about pulling shit out of your ass is that why would you pull something out that, like, 2% of the people who listen to you will actually understand?
Yeah, that is true.
True.
I can understand if you insert one or...
Yeah.
I mean, you got Mary Blue Avian Lady over here going, "Oh, Og, I love you." What is a time machine? Could you explain it to me like a 6-year-old? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I went to her page. I don't want to be mean.
Whose page?
I mean, I'm sure
I made someone up. I wasn't talking about somebody real.
Oh, okay.
Marry the Blue
I
Avian
was.
lady? She's not real.
No. But
Some
I
other
mean,
lady.
there's a lot of crossover between that group and OG's channel.
Yeah, there's somebody that really loves him on there.
Just wait. Yeah, no. I like his stories. They're good. I mean...
No, I know, yeah.
And if they're true, it's fucking amazing, mind-blowing. But if they're not, then, you know, hey, he got fucked with or did a lot of acid or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
There's a fine
crazy
line between
stories
a
out
mental
there.
disorder and having crazy stories.
You were talking about earlier not watching the news, and it's just like, it's like I'm done with it, right? I'm like that
Yes.
about... I was driving around today going, I don't want to do that. That's pointless. That's a waste of time. You know, it's like all waste of energy here. I was in the store. I was in CVS yesterday or today, and there's like nothing I need in there except toilet paper, and even that I could do without probably. You know,
Yeah, you got a hand. They need. That's why there's a sink in every bathroom.
I
Come
got-
on.
I have lots of Starbucks napkins stashed away.
There you go. They work in a pinch.
We're not animals. We can't use
I'm-
paper.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just.
Yeah, I can use leaves. I wouldn't use pine needles. I'm allergic to pine.
Oh.
My point was that there's nothing in that whole fucking store that I need ever except toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even really
paper
need that.
towels for me.
And it's just like that just added to my whole everything here is pointless. Show me the real fucking reality. This is nonsense.
Yes.
I've
That's
had
just
so
the
many days like that.
consumerism bullshit.
I hate going to the grocery store.
No, I'm
I'm
in it every day. I
food.
fucking hate it.
I put on headphones and put on a podcast and just shop and leave.
I do too.
Well,
That's all I
I
do at
try and
work.
find the fake people first, but then I leave.
And then I just watch some miserable families. Like you could tell, like the fucking housewife just walking around with like the husband next, just miserable with his life. Like, how did I get in this fucking relationship? Like,
Why am I at this
you just
goddamn
watch it.
store?
You watch the fucking misery in people's faces shopping at the grocery store. I see it every day. Nobody likes being at the store.
Which store do you work at?
I work at a Save-A-Lot. It's a grocery store.
I love on The Simpsons they have what Try and Save.
The try.
I can say you.
Do you remember? And there's the other one, Costingtons. It's like cost a ton. Costingtons is the Bloomingdales of The Simpsons. And they have that one guy who's got a stroke. He talks like this. You've seen that, right?
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Why do you talk that way?
See, I haven't watched The Simpsons in years.
I don't
When-
watch The Simpsons.
It was an old Simpsons. I'll find it and play it because it's really funny. Because I laid it on my mom. I made her say it once. I actually have it on tape because she thought
I laid
she
it
had
on
a
my
stroke.
mom.
She thought she had a stroke. So I'm like, "Oh, Mom, you can't say it that way. You got to say I had a stroke." And she did it.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Don't call me when I'm on the hive.
No, but she gets totally freaked out if you like go near her arm. It's a pinch.
Oh.
It's a pinch nerve.
Oh,
And
okay.
she'll start crying on you. It's not a good time.
Yeah.
Sounds like a woman problem.
It is so late. It's lady time. It's lady time problems.
Lady time problem.
I'm so excited. On Tuesday, I get my computer back, and then I can do stuff.
Ooh.
Right stuff.
Am I derailing it? So what were you talking
Table for
about?
the mayor? Yes! Why do you talk that way? I had a stroke!
Oh, man.
I made my mom do that once, and she did it. It was hilarious.
I had a stroke.
Was it like while she thought she was having a stroke?
No, she was.
Okay.
I don't remember the whole story. She bought some kind of crock pot at Water Tower Place and walked, and it was broken, so she had to take it back, and she walked there, which is like 3 blocks. And the way she was holding it, or it was heavy or awkward or something, it caused her to pinch her neck.
Oh.
So she dropped it or broke it. I don't know what happened after that, but no doctors could tell her what was wrong. Some thought it was a pinched nerve. Some said she could have had a stroke. But it somehow affected her arm.
This is a fantastic looking microphone.
Mine?
I'm jealous.
Grim's got one too.
Yeah, I'm also jealous of Grim.
Get
I know,
one.
I need to get one.
Dude, I got mine on Prime Day. It was $89. It was a scoop.
Yeah, that's a good deal. You paid like $30 fucking less than I did.
Yeah, but that would still be like $150 Canadian, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
it would
all
be.
the same.
150 Canadian, at least 3 elk pelts, probably.
Or is it?
That just reminded me of it. Do songs in other languages rhyme in their heads like songs rhyme in our heads in English? Hey,
I don't
failed.
think so.
Vape away from the mic.
Dude,
Where's
he's
James?
just vaping deep into the mic. James DM'd me. He should be here in a minute or so, he said.
Okay, sorry,
Maybe.
I will not vape. Mic vape.
He might be wearing a helmet though.
This is what it's like, failed.
Hey, you know what?
Was that even loud?
No, not as
No,
loud
it
as
wasn't that loud.
Failed.
Failed was definitely louder.
My noise gate. Noise
Yeah,
gate.
it's
Roadhouse.
not even loud, Jerry. Why? I don't even know why you're complaining.
Because I missed you, that's why.
Yeah, I missed you too, bud. I haven't talked to you in a bit. You've been
I've been
He's
busy.
been busy. He's
Been
been a busy man. Dreams.
Yeah,
CBS.
the Dream Capes.
The new show.
Sky filming. You're a man of
Sky
like a million
filming.
hats, Jerry. You got a lot going on.
Getting prayed over.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I was
You
filled
got
with,
that right on the. Yeah.
I was filled
Somebody
with
prayed
that.
to you? Oh yeah, that's right. That's the 12-year-old girls. That's
No, they
the
weren't 12.
12-year-old
One was
girls.
18
The
and
young
one
girls.
was under 18.
Oh, man.
Well, I didn't want to send them to my channel because it's not really appropriate for
Yeah,
children.
it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
So I
Children
inquired as to
under
their
18.
ages. Not for any
Of
reason
course.
other than that.
Well, no, we know that. Jesus, you have
Like a 17-year-old
two
kid's
daughters.
gonna hang out with me sometime at my house. No way.
I know.
Oh man. Yeah, that'd be red
Creepy.
flags all over your
I'd
channel.
be waiting for the NBC dude to come in the door going, "Where's your friend? What's his name?"
Yeah,
Shepard Smith
exactly.
or whatever.
Catch a predator.
And then fucking John, what's his face? Tonight we caught a predator.
Stossel.
No, Stossel.
Oh man.
I thought of a really funny thing to do, which would be to, my cats will like follow my hand when I eat or when I'm doing anything with my hands, they'll watch my hands. So, have you ever seen like people with, I'm not making fun of people with Tourette's, but people with Tourette's, they fling their arms around a lot. I thought it would be a funny video to have a dude with Tourette's just watching TV with two cats watching him, watching his arms jumping around.
Diabolical.
Oh,
I mean, you cannot not have that disease and not have a great sense of humor.
Of course.
And the reason I thought of that is because Stossel did a whole thing on Tourette's that was hysterical, and you cannot find it anywhere. It was on 2020, way back when.
I remember watching that.
Yeah,
Shit. Fucking.
like people would say stuff, it would trigger him. Words would trigger him. Like someone said, remember he was in the store and the guy said, "And here's your change, a nickel." And he goes, "Nipple, nickel." It's like a bunch of words that rhyme with nickel, sort of, or had the same syllabic structure.
Right.
It was. He said, "Nigger, nipple, dime, quarter, dollar." That's what he said. And he can't help it. And Stossel's driving him, and the dude's in the passenger seat, and he's throwing punches out the window, just uncontrollable punches. And that's what I was thinking my cats would dig.
That has got to be so frustrating.
Yeah. If it's tiring. If it's not tiring, I wouldn't care. Just stay out of my space. Or you're going to get punched.
So you want to get into some substance?
Lay it on us.
Oh, I can start with some substance that I've pondered, and then Susan was the
Who? I don't know who Susan is.
The memory hole.
that person that shut
Man,
up, Susan.
triggering.
Okay, Susie Q
There you go.
was the recipient of my knowledge, I guess you could say.
You blew my mind.
So here's what I was thinking. I was remembering. I don't know what were we talking about. The Mandela effect. Now, I'm a skeptic of the Mandela effect. Now, my brain, being a skeptic mind, thinks of how somebody can benefit from this happening. Now, I know in this group of people, a lot of people believe that it's actually, a real thing. So if I offend anybody, it's just my thoughts. Okay. The movie Hancock.
I love that
remembers
movie.
that movie with Will Smith?
I love that movie.
I love that movie too. He's the main character's job was an advertising agent, right?
Yeah, the
and
apple dude or milk dude, yeah.
Milk. Okay, so his main advertising campaign was the heart logo, right?
Yep.
And nobody wanted to have any part of it. But then when it was on the moon, everybody wanted it, right?
Right.
So I was kind of thinking that direction, and then I thought of the Mandela effect. Now, Nelson, it first came out, it's called the Mandela effect because of Nelson Mandela, obviously. So somebody said, I thought that guy died a long time ago, but he's still alive and out of jail. How can that be? And then Mandela effect was born, right? Am I accurate with that?
Pretty close.
Okay, so I believe that a genius ad agent latched onto this and went to major corporations, and he or she or the ad agency that's what I don't want to say they, because everybody's who's they, right? But they,
not us.
There we go. They copyrighted the Mandela effect. Okay, went to all these major corporations and said, you'll get a boost from this if we take your logo, change it a little bit, tweak it a little bit, and then people will find it and it'll be all over the internet. Right? It'll be a meme. It'll be, something like that, to that effect. Because the Mandela effect went from Nelson Mandela's story to all these corporate logos, corporate signs, corporate entities, national park rides, all this kind of stuff. That became the Mandela effect. Movies from production companies, right? So the reason why I'm thinking this is because everything that you see as Mandela affected is corporate logos and corporate signs. So that's
which one's in particular? I've never seen it on a corporate sign.
No, but yeah, you go on YouTube and it's like Fruit Loops. Fruity Loops, Fruit Loops are changed, right?
Okay, yeah, yes. The effects of the Mandela effect are expressing in consumer goods.
In consumer goods, that's what I mean. So, and all these consumer goods are related to certain corporations. Now, I haven't dug down deep enough because I just thought about it today, but to see which corporations took advantage and which didn't.
It's a really good theory.
That's my theory.
You just made me think of so many things.
That shit's getting changed.
How would that
talked about?
First explain things like the Berenstain Bears thing, or like the because that's not, what are they gonna hike in sales with that, or like the whole Shaquille O'Neal, or not, or
it just hypes the whole thing.
Sinbad. Yeah.
Okay, but like if you're looking at it, because I was also thinking about this too, like these other effects that are not consumer goods styled, but they would be adding to the original Mandela effect in a way that
alleged.
You have, well, alleged. So okay, alleged. Sorry, if I'm not a political speaker, so
Taking your ass to court.
You're not a
Take my ass
You're
to
not a
court.
It's all
presenter.
slander.
Yeah, it's all slander, yeah. So, Kazam or Shazam, which one it is, I was thinking about it. Like, if it was a A-list movie, it would be known worldwide. If you
Dude, nothing
use
would
a
Sinbad would
D-list
ever be
movie,
A-list.
exactly. So you use a D-list movie with D-list actors, right?
He died,
then,
didn't he? Or are we having the
Nah,
Sinbad
dude, Sinbad's
effect?
still alive.
No, I think he died.
No, he's still kicking it.
Black dude died.
That's probably true.
No,
Happens every day in
like
Chicago.
famous comedian, and not what's his face.
But what I'm saying is, if it's a D-list movie and a D-list actor, then it's not well known to the public. So you could easily manipulate that story because not everybody saw it, and if they did see it, you know, there would be a low percentage of people that saw it that would add to the, oh yeah, that what I totally saw that. It would be your low percentage seeing it versus not seeing it, and then saying, well, what the fuck? Where's this movie, right? This movie that never existed.
Yeah, it could be more of just a distraction to get us just questioning everything and just to doubt ourselves.
I have different thoughts on it. I think that people misremember a lot of things.
Yes, that's
that's
exactly where I am.
But he's talking specifically about the corporate logo, or not the corporate.
I'll speak to that next.
The consumer goods.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, no one's trademarked
Sorry.
the Mandela effect. I checked it out.
Okay.
So there's no money trail you could follow. Yeah, it looks like General Mills has been targeted, but like I forget which company owns General Mills, but there's only like one or two companies that own all the cereals.
Mm-hmm.
There's Kellogg's.
Yeah, there's like working in the grocery store. Like they change logos and change shit like every 2 years.
Yeah,
like
there's changed by region. It's all marketing.
Yeah, they switch it up just to get people, because if you see the same thing every single day, it's all just going to blend together. So they change their packaging, they switch the logo up a little bit. You know, they constantly switch things up. Maybe just change it just slightly. Yeah, that's exactly it.
To better.
So yeah, I mean, it's
also
possible, but
it clicks as a new choice. You know, I mean, when you go to the grocery store, to me, it's always been, I have no choices here but what's been presented to me, and I know there are better choices. And I think a lot of people go through that, as you said, bored of shit, and the new box on the Fruit Loops or the new spelling might entice one of their kids.
Exactly.
And
a new mascot, you know, throw something up there.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger got caught, you know, as with a child
masturbating in a theater.
Yes, with Pee Wee Herman, and you know they had to come up with Leo the Lion or some crap.
Yeah,
or Dead Tony the Tiger.
Dead Tony. Oh, endless stories.
Endless stories.
He was a great American.
No, he wasn't. I'm not looking for the shit.
Phone calls.
No, so I wanted to the thing. Remember, I told you to remind me to tell you about my idea about TV shows.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier today.
And so my thought was, I watched that.
Back.
Yeah, I watched that partial first season of Threshold, which was 10 episodes or 13 episodes, and then my buddy at work told me I should check out the show Invasion, which also came out in 2005. And it's about an alien invasion, of course, and only ran one season, 22 episodes, I think. Or maybe 26. But this is what I wanted to check that I didn't check, and I'm going to check right now. There were, I think that was the year V came out. There were a couple.
I was just gonna say that. Yes, the same year. It was right around that time with the aliens. Yep.
Yeah, there was multiple alien shows that came out. Alien TV shows in 2005. Multiple shows came out. Yeah, the X-Files, Threshold, Invasion, Pet Alien. Oh Jesus. I don't see V here. Oh, there's also Invasion Earth, but that was ongoing. But V came out right around that same time, maybe 2006. My point is...
and that was a reboot.
It was a reboot. And the thought that I had was that all the... Especially, I can say this for Threshold, I haven't gotten through Invasion yet. Invasion's more like nanite body snatchers. The nanites get in you, they make you better, which was also happening in Threshold. I mean, there's a lot of parallels between the two, but each episode of Threshold had a different alien agenda. One was genetic engineering, one was terraforming, or one was bioforming, they called it. One was GMO foods. It was all the things that we're dealing with today in, I would say, like the truth community, the shit that people don't think is good. You know, we're all outlined as alien agenda in Threshold. In each episode, they laid it out, but then it became kind of very episodic, like CSI, and boring. Invasion starts.
That's usually what happens in those shows.
And then it
when something's onto something, they switch it around.
Right. It definitely changed after like the third episode. You could see the different director. Anyway, my point was that when these shows get canceled, you got to look at the ones that. I'm sorry. You need to look at the ones that get canceled versus the ones that continue, because it's almost like the disinfo is in the popular ones, and the real info is in the ones that don't make it because the people won't buy it because it's too wacky or they don't get it. And and I'm wondering how much of failed first season shows are actually attempts to test market agendas.
Like Firefly? I fucking love Firefly.
That wasn't one season.
Yeah, it was. Firefly was only one season and a movie.
No, it was more. Was it?
No, Firefly was one season.
Okay, I believe you. I thought it was longer than that.
It was like 12 or 13 episodes.
Yeah.
He believes you, but he's going to Google it just to make sure.
No, I believe you.
Did they release the last? You make me feel so good when you believe me.
Did they release the last episode late or something? No.
I think one episode went like unreleased, and I think it actually got released on either the DVDs or one of the streaming services somewhere. I think something like that happened.
I'm thinking of something else. I saw the movie.
Serenity? It was great.
Great movie. I never saw the show.
Oh God!
Maybe one or two episodes. Well, I don't like Josh Whedon. Whatever.
You don't like Joss Whedon?
No, because
Buffy?
Seth Green. I never watched Buffy. I was never into that. I was more in the other dude. What's his name?
Angel?
No.
Who's
Too
the other
old.
dude?
Our kids were watching that shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's right. Goddamn millennials.
Yeah, we're not millennials, fucker.
Man,
we're
liminals. Hanging out with mom and dad tonight in the fucking chats.
You better watch out. You're going to trigger your father. He's going
You're going to be grounded, young man.
Get off the chats. No
He's
more
gonna do the dad voice.
Where's my belt, honey?
No, what is it that we are, Jerry? We're like what is it? Like, we don't have a name.
Liminal. That's what I say.
Or a
liminal?
Liminal?
Liminal. In between.
Yeah. Liminal. Okay. Yeah, it was only 1965.
You're old.
That's the year my dad was born, 1965.
I'm old enough to be your dad. That's fucking awesome.
You are. You totally are, man. That's why.
Wait a minute. What's your mom's name?
Deborah.
Oh, snap. Deborah?
You fell right into that.
Oh, I'll fall into it. I wish.
Your mom's
Jerry
name
was
is
somehow
Deborah?
my long lost. Yeah.
Did you ever hear that Beck song, Deborah?
I met you
at the JCPenney. I think your name tag.
Wait, was that with the EY?
What?
Oh, it's a great song.
Was that with the EY or just a Y?
I don't know.
JCPenney's always had EY to me because I had just
me
penny
too.
credit card.
Yeah. So did I.
The chorus of that song that's called Deborah by
I
Beck.
wanna get with you.
And your sister. I think her name is Deborah.
Oh, that's such a great song.
I used that on a time lapse.
That's perfect.
But then I went through them all and took all that.
That's penny dropping music right there. Like if you want to get laid, you throw that on.
You got to get someone.
No, you want to get laid? Throw on Dirty Dancing.
You need like another person in the house first before I throw anything on.
Whatever, man. I just spit in my palm and it's all good.
Dude, Astroglide.
It all works
One
out.
word, Astroglide.
Astroglide.
You need to clean up all those tube stocks on your floor.
No way. You just stick them to the wall. They're trophies.
The creepy, possibly transsexual model chick is in a new movie.
It sounds exciting. I don't know who you're talking
I
about.
don't know who you're talking about either.
Cara
Talking about Bruce Jenner?
Cara Delevingne? Delevingne? I don't know.
It sounds right.
No, it looks like a cool movie. Here, this is her. Oh, what happened? Who left?
I need to turn my sounds off.
No,
I just realized.
it was me.
Oh, okay.
This chick. No, this one.
Oh,
She's like a model.
Oh,
The
Valerian.
blonde?
What?
The blonde?
Yeah. Well, the fake blonde.
I was thinking about seeing that this weekend.
I never heard of it. I just saw the preview. It looked cool.
Yeah, it looks
a
pretty
long
good.
time ago when I was
Made
10
by the
years
same dude that
old, I
does Fifth
discovered
Element.
the first album.
And I love
what?
Fifth Element.
Oh,
Fifth
Luke
Element
Besson?
with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, what is this thing?
He's interesting, dude. La Femme Nikita is a really good movie. It's about mind control. About MK Ultra. In France.
Dude, everything. It all comes back to MK Ultra.
Well, they give her the trauma and everything and make her a super killer agent. It's just like a Fifth Element, part of Fifth Element.
Dude, it's
universe,
exactly
or-
that's how it looks. Looks pretty whack though. Like just the effects are out of control.
I just hope that Gary Oldman's in it and has cool hair.
That would be awesome.
Look at those dudes. It looks like
Anteaters.
looks like shit
Yeah.
from Dark Crystal. The Dark Crystal. I heard
They're making a Dark Crystal series. Yes, on Netflix. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Just need me some Gelflings.
I thought they were gonna make a sequel. Yeah, you know what? And there, who was I? I'm trying to remember what I.
Oh, Dark Crystal. There it is.
Yeah, I don't remember who I heard talking about it, but was describing the ritual that the old birds did with the babies by the fire. It was like,
Oh man.
if you go back and watch that movie, there's apparently some kind of ritual that the old things do with the
Yeah,
baby-
yeah.
Which
With the-
movie?
the Dark
The
Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
They do it with babies, with the baby Gelflings. And
Yeah.
that was this person who I don't remember who said it said that Jim Henson was putting like truth in it of what really goes on behind the scenes. Like Kubrick.
You just gotta listen. You have to listen to Alex Jones for like 5 minutes, and you know that that's exactly what they're doing.
They eat babies.
Dude, they totally are. There's no doubt about it.
We gotta watch that right now.
Interdimensional psychic vampires.
We gotta watch
Tiny
that.
little goblins.
Indeed.
Yes.
Since I didn't get in trouble for playing it last time, I'm gonna play it again. Indeed, Alex Jones.
It's probably it has too many views now and is getting monetized, so it'll get flagged.
It's not gonna get monetized on my channel.
Boom. Tell him, Barry. You tell him.
Well, I have this shit turned off. Okay.
System, the company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in
There's
nature
three
and be
lines that
natural.
are my
And
favorite
this is where we
part.
find the source that
James,
God made
everything all right?
to transcend the New World Order. And that's why
He's looking. Un momento.
No, I muted myself. I'm sorry. I got it, and I didn't.
Oh my
switch.
god, I came up with the best James Cruz greeting
James Cruz what?
today.
The James Cruz what?
Greeting.
Oh, let's hear it.
Buenos tardes.
That means good afternoon.
I'm angry.
I know, but
He's tarded. I know.
Tardcast. He's Tardcast.
He is. He's a Tardcaster.
Okay.
And he
so-
yells
Okay,
over
obsessed.
everybody.
all right, we got it now.
system, the company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, "We love Satan, we wanna eat babies." I have my video. creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot that goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of burning people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. Gonna stare your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stare your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
Oh god.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
Wasn't that nice? Subscribe to Super Deluxe for more.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna sink that Somali cop who shot that lady.
Yeah.
In Michigan. Just Alex Jones.
Yeah,
video.
Was it Minnesota?
I heard that on
Or Michigan?
no, it was Minnesota.
It was on.
I think it was Minnesota.
Yeah, I think it was Minnesota. It wasn't Michigan.
But yeah, like he shot her like through the door or some shit.
Through the
A lot of
door,
people are
that's what
calling
they
it
I
bullshit.
thought he was in the car with her.
Big dumb mouth.
That's what was.
No,
first
he was in the
reported.
passenger side of like the.
Oh, and she was out.
Like
of
he was
the
on the
car.
passenger side.
Yeah,
she was outside of the car
explaining
because
to
she
the
called the
cop.
cops. Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds all a bunch
But
of
it
nonsense.
said on her Facebook page that she'd be back after rabbit holing or something.
Yeah,
When she
that
comes
was
out of the
just-
rabbit hole.
And then he gets.
It was
I
a
don't know,
fucked
it's
up
weird.
situation.
She was probably looking into Nigerian scammers who were friends of the Somali cop, and he was just protecting his buds.
I think you just nailed it, Jerry.
You did.
That's
You cracked
that's the most
the case.
rational. You cracked it.
Oh my
There we go. Case
God.
closed. We don't got to worry about this one
Like the
anymore.
guy who was shooting up the McDonald's
done.
for the runny eggs, maybe he was just comparing
Oh,
the
yeah.
danger
That
of
was such a
undercooked
good
eggs
comment.
to a gun.
It's true. Runny eggs are incredibly offensive, though. Like I don't.
Only when they look
I
like
don't blame the guy.
You could get botulism or salmonella or something from that crap.
Oh, salmonella.
Nah.
Some neurovirus.
I don't believe that exists. I've never
Yeah.
had it.
Whatever, man. I took a food safety class. That shit's real.
I know. I'm teasing. I know it's real. Birds are filthy animals. That's why I don't eat them.
Oh
yeah.
man.
I don't eat a lot of stuff from the sea. I just don't trust fish for some reason.
All I eat
Yeah,
is
me
shrimp.
either.
No shrimp,
not
no
even shrimp,
fish.
no lobster.
No, I don't like seafood at all.
I don't either. Like,
Oh,
I don't
man.
trust them. I don't trust
Right?
the oceans.
All that fucking radiation or mercury and shit. Fuck that noise.
There's
All
no
the fucking-
radiation.
All of
Nukes aren't real. Let me believe something, Jerry. I gotta have something I could believe in.
No.
Nothing
It's just
there.
the radiation or the shrimps come from Thailand. They're totally safe from Japanese.
Although the
radiation.
more I listen to shit, the more I'm thinking that the whole Fukushima, or not the Fukushima, but the whole Hiroshima shit was just a firebomb. Like,
It was.
because like that just
Hiroshima
makes more
definitely
sense.
was.
It
Yeah,
was.
that makes. Because how are you gonna move people? Because like that was one of those things that always confused me when I was a kid, but I never questioned it. I was just like, man, it's fucking nukes. They probably did something. But now it's like, no.
Have you watched the
been so
Manhattan
much fallout.
Project documentary?
Steve,
No, I
when,
have
when we
not.
were kids, we had to do nuke drills under the desk and shit.
Oh yeah.
Stop, drop.
Yeah.
pick 'em
God,
up.
that's crazy.
down.
Yeah, it's
Under your desk.
trauma-based mind control is what it is.
It totally is.
Man.
Yeah.
That's almost that's almost like the whole thing we were talking about before about the whole code red and lockdowns, like my generation they did with Columbine. Like, just like, this is what you do. Like, you guys had to get on our desks, but they had to lock down the school and make us all sit there and stuff and wait till everything's all clear. for a school shooting rather than a potential nuke attack. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
right?
There's every generation has its own way of conditioning people to be good little slaves.
Exactly.
I don't like it. I don't like this
I
rabbit
don't either.
hole.
Well, now they have all these what are they? The shooter drills in the schools.
Active shooter drill.
Yeah.
Active
that is exactly
shooter
it.
drills.
Which
and
are
they lock the kids in.
run by DHS.
Corporation.
DHS, who have granted money to the local police departments to militarize them.
Through FEMA.
Mm-hmm.
In conjunction with FEMA, and as a result of giving them this free money, they have to participate in these drills and sign
I'll
NDAs.
show you the receipts from the cities. It's through FEMA.
Damn.
I know they bought, I'm not going to say where, this little town in Connecticut, they bought a bunch of houses right before Christmas.
Oh,
I know what he's
know.
talking about. I know what he's talking about.
I know.
Apparently saying that name of that place that's in that Batman movie is insta-ban on live streamings.
Really?
I'd believe it.
Apparently.
So it's not an old town.
It's Greenwich, Connecticut.
It's definitely not an old town.
No, it's new for sure.
For sure. We're pushing our luck. Let's stop this.
Yeah.
Megan Kelly's gonna come in here and kick us in the dick.
There's no beach there, so that you don't get sand in your shoes.
No, there isn't.
Oh my god, I'm
It's
snorting
not
already.
very sandy there.
No. No fishing hooks. Fishing hooks.
James, take the
No, I
stupid
think
helmet
I think-
off. You got a mic now.
I think Captain Hook was there.
Yar. Kim.
Oh.
Kimmy Kim.
Classic James.
Not by
Hello, Kim.
not by the
Hi.
head, like Kimmy Kim Kim.
Hello, Kim.
Hi.
Wait, is it Carl or Kim tonight?
I think it's
It's-
Carl Cruz.
It's kind of, yeah, in the middle.
Yeah.
James, you're muted and you got a helmet on, bro.
Does he have the mic in under the helmet, like touching his chin? He has no
Dude,
sound.
he's tard casting right now. He doesn't even know what he's doing.
Oh, we gotta say it. Buenos tardes, James.
Nailed it. You nailed it, Suze.
Buenos tardes.
I can't see him laughing.
You gotta roll your R, Suzanne.
I know.
Tardes.
I was on the spot. I panicked.
It's all right. Things are getting serious. Talking about that old town.
Paranoia will destroy you, you know.
Yeah, it will.
Oh, I wasn't paranoid.
I wonder
Yeah,
if James
it
knows
can.
that he's muted.
We gotta get Darcy.
He probably
in.
doesn't
Of
have
course
his
he knows.
head.
He did this
Where-
for like
He probably
2
doesn't have his
hours the other
headphones
night.
in.
He said he has no sound.
Dude, he probably messed it up.
He
Turn
does have
voice
sound.
meter banana off, James, and just go straight. Just go straight.
James, that's bananas.
Get out of that mixing board.
You gotta get Adam's ass in here.
Adam Loyal?
No.
Another Adam?
Holy shit.
Isn't funny.
That was a surprise.
Hey, fuck.
What?
Oh, he's back. Hey, what's up, James?
He's friends.
What up?
Dude, you're probably not even getting any bugs in your face right now. You ride so fast on a motorcycle.
We can't even hear it. This is.
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You missed my whole intro.
I did.
couldn't
Yeah,
hear it?
no.
Dude, you sound
Jerry, say
so
it.
awesome.
Dude, he does. That's a good mic.
What's that?
Oh no, he needs
Oh,
his helmet back on.
man.
He's too loud.
Am I too loud?
No, you're great.
No, you're good now.
You got your levels down. You were too loud the other night, dude. You were blasted.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've figured out the banana hammock.
Oh, dude, you got the banana hammock going. Nice.
It's going right now.
What
Dude,
is
right
a
on.
banana hammock? Oh, is it a shock
Voice
mount?
meter banana.
Oh.
Yeah, I finally got. Man, what a motherfucker, dude.
Dude, fuck yeah, man.
Technology.
That was, at least you weren't getting loopbacks. Like I was getting loopbacks like a motherfucker though, like forever.
Oh, that's
Loopback?
The loopbacks.
You just reminded me of that.
Lube all over my back.
Loopback.
Is it wrong for a man to have lube
Your
all
back?
over his back?
I heard something.
Is it wrong for a man to have lube all over his back? Think not, counselor.
It depends. Is it Vaseline
That's the answer to the other.
Why does it depend? I don't think it should depend.
like-
You shouldn't have lube on your back.
What does it taste like to give an 80-year-old man a blowjob?
Dirt,
it tastes
dust.
like
Depends.
Depends. Yeah.
It's a knee slapper.
Oh, like adult diapers. I get it.
11-11.
Ding, 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 ding. I got a good joke. You want to hear a joke?
Yep.
I would love to.
This old man's walking on the beach. He's an 80-year-old guy, slow. He's got a big, long overcoat. It's kind of chilly. It's, Long Island Beach. And he trips over a rock in the sand, what he thought was a rock. And he bends over. After he gets up and done bitching about it, he says, look at this. And it's like a little oil lamp. He's like, a lamp, huh? And he starts rubbing it to clean it, see what it was. And a genie pops out. And the genie says, thank you for rescuing me from that horrid container. I will grant you one wish. And the old man thinks for a second. And he says, yeah, I got something. And he reaches in his pocket of his overcoat. And he pulls out this map of Jerusalem, of Israel, rather. And starts going into about how the Palestinians and the Israelis, and that's how their land, and just all that shit. And the genie's like, whoa, no, I can't do that. He's like, oh, okay. He puts it back in his pocket. And he goes, is there something else you'd like? And he goes, is there something my wife never will do for me? And the genie says, let me see that map again.
Oh, man. That gets a ding.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm here all week, folks.
Don't forget to tip your waitresses.
Oh God, no buzzers. My bad.
Oh, that buzzer's word.
I think I'm deaf now. Thanks.
It was a rough buzzer.
So Kim, did Failed tell us his story? He did. Never mind. Kim had revelations this week.
I did. And you know what? I haven't shared it with the rest of the group either.
Go ahead.
Really? Are you sure? Because it could be long. I've had a lot of experiences since talking to you, Jerry.
We got all night. You can catch me up.
Okay, so this whole lettuce situation, and yeah, you guys know my lettuce situation.
Lettuce has feelings too. It's on Cruising with Steak, episode 2.
Lettuce is a liar.
Go
Okay.
subscribe.
Heavy story.
Subscribe.
So I got, lettuce has feelings, and we are one, and yeah, we are all one. I get it. And then I had that synchronicity where the 3 or 5D article was sent to me. Okay, and then that channel message was sent to me that made me start questioning about my love being used for the evil. Like, what if my love is being used for the evil? And I cried about it, had an emotional experience. I told you guys this last week, and my situation in the shower and all of that, and being visited by Archangel Michael. And after that, I came across 3 books. And I started reading these books. I'm like, wow, there's quite a bit of stuff that resonates with me in these books. But there's a lot of red flags. And these channelings were from Archangel Michael and, the Galactic Federation of Light. So it's all the archangels, the masters, the Jesus, and all that stuff. And I had a lot of red flags. I got to book 3, and it was all red flags for me. So I started doing some more research on that, and just what I was feeling was like, no, they were talking about how they're going to come save us. Like, they're going to bring their spaceships to our front doors, us light workers, and we're going to get on their spaceships and fly away and go create 5D Earth. These books, these are channeled messages from the Galactic Federation of Light. So I was like, whoa, what? So this led me down another journey about, is Michael evil? Because, Suze had said something about that last week. So, I don't just shut everybody off. Like I said last week, to me, that was my truth. But that was last week. I'm constantly going down rabbit holes, I guess. But, that intrigued me to look into it. And
it's because you're a cute little bunny.
Aw, thanks. But I got into the whole demiurge frickin' thing now. And as I'm as I'm going through it, oh my gosh, it makes total sense to me. It makes total freaking sense to me. And then I came across a guy that used to call himself a light worker, and he doesn't anymore. His name is Cameron Day. And I listened to his story of why he's not a light worker anymore, and it made complete sense. And I decided, okay, well, I'm going to try one of his techniques. And I said, I am sovereign. And if you do not have my best interest in mind, you must cease contact immediately because I am sovereign. The stars, the galaxies, and the waves of energy that I see behind my eyelids every time I close my eyes stopped immediately. My orbs are gone. My spirit guide, Christopher, gone. Completely gone. So I started revoking my contracts with the demiurge, and as I started doing that, I'm starting to get what would you call it? Like, not really spiritual warfare, but they're really infiltrating into my space again, and I'm constantly having to tell them to get away. When I'm falling asleep, they like yesterday, I was falling asleep and I was copying and pasting something, like right at the edge of sleep. You know, when I'm getting my messages, when I used to get my messages, well, this time I was sitting there and I'm copying and pasting something. They wanted me to put my hand on it. And I immediately woke up right there and I demanded them to go away. And my eyes were closed and there was 2 little white dots that looked like stars in my eyes, and they flew away really fast. God, I probably sound like some crazy nut job.
No, they realized
then,
you found out what they were. They booked.
Yeah, and then today, though, that's the thing that I'm constantly having to like protect myself here, because today when I'm sleeping, and I don't know what it was, but I tried taking a nap today, and as I'm getting to that point, an equation showed. First, I could see a red and blue light flashing in my eyelids. They were flashing really far away, and then all of a sudden, an equation popped up in my mind's eye, and then it disappeared. I jolted awake. So I don't know what the equation was. I don't know if it was another contract, because this is how they do it, is they interact with you in your dreams and you start agreeing to things without being consciously aware. Yeah, it's really screwed up. Like, Lettuce lied to me, just for the record.
Who did?
The lettuce.
Oh, yeah, we know. It's dead.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it's been quite the journey this past week and a half.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of solar activity, allegedly, this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And earthquakes. A lot of earthquakes, too. Because...
Well, they're in control of that, you know.
No, they're not. Maybe
you don't think they are? I think they are.
No,
I've always thought that, though. I've always thought that since 2009, that they know how to control the weather, they know how to make earthquakes, they know how to do all that shit.
Now, think about what... Do you remember how we met afterwards more so? You know, your little story about the weather forecasts?
Yeah.
So how does that fit into the weather weapon story?
They can still manipulate it. We can still create it as a collective, yes, but they can still manipulate it. Just like the earthquakes, they can still manipulate that.
I don't think earthquakes are collectively generated.
You don't think they're collectively generated?
No, I think that's... I don't know what that is. It could be like the Earth expanding.
It very well could be. But right now, my mind is all fucked up, so I'm not one to come asking for information right now.
Yeah, greatest potential just said the digital clock usually shows 2223. I was going to say, it's the last 2 days, every time I've looked at a clock, it's been the same number. 22,
yeah, don't fall for it.
22, 22, 11, 11, 11, you know, whatever.
Angel numbers. There's no such thing as angels.
They're called demons, same thing.
Yeah. Hierarchy is bullshit.
Yep.
That's why we have an issue with
it is
authority.
Real. It is real.
I'm saying outside of the Matrix, there is no hierarchy.
Correct.
Within the Matrix, there is hierarchy.
Right. That's the
Pyramid.
That's the pyramid with the eye at the top.
Yes.
That Robert Stanley says is Enki.
Yeah.
Who's an AI demigod?
Well, they can just suck my big toe.
There's a guy. What's his George Cassavetes? I forgot his name. Cassavetes, right? Suze. She gone?
They're not listening. They don't even want to listen to me.
Why?
I don't know.
That's not
No,
true.
I'm sorry. I was in the bathroom.
Well,
we didn't hear your tinkle.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not mute.
Failed can take a bath. Why can't you tinkle?
She does all the time.
Well, not when it's recording.
This is true.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized my mic's been muted this entire time. Like, not in the thing, but I hit the button on the actual mic. Oops.
That's what she said.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't have a shock mode, so
man.
if I do that, it makes a lot of noise.
So
it
who is
does.
this guy, Jerry?
What guy?
Which guy?
I don't know, Costanza or something?
Oh, Cassavetes.
George Costanza?
Cassavetes.
Cavalli- I know the name. I can't remember how it's spelled.
Did you see
Like, I can
Alfred's
see it in my
show
head.
this week?
No.
Good.
I can't take how slow you talk.
5D Earth.
And there's no speed up thing on YouTube. Like, I know. I'm like, fucking spit it out.
I don't want to go to 5D.
Oh no, but I found a really cool lady. Oh my gosh, I sent the link to Nish. Her last name is Greer. I think it's Sharon Greer.
I never
She does
trusted
the
a Greer.
Crop.
Yeah,
I know, I
yeah,
don't trust her.
yeah. I
The
know.
crop circle lady.
Yep.
But she had a bunch of crap about Gaia or Gaia TV.
Everyone hates Gaia.
Owner.
I don't
and-
trust Gaia TV.
No, she
That's
had
some shill shit.
Yeah, she has some shill shit on them. So she's interesting, and she plays the harp, and I don't know. She's made like 8 movies about crop circles, and I've researched what she's talking about the plasma energy coming up from the earth and making them.
I wouldn't mind making a crop circle once. I think that'd be pretty fun.
That would be such hard work. If I had balls of light energy, plasma energy, I could,
Just at my disposal. Just balls of
yeah, like with
plasma.
my hand.
Apparently, you just have to
Okay, now do this.
remember that you are, and you will become it. Or put yourself. You have to imagine yourself in the future as what you want to be. And the
future isn't real.
No, the future has already happened because it's inverted.
It all's happening at once, at the same time.
But not for us because we're in that distortion field. So the future is actually behind us and the past is in front of us because it's inverted.
Maybe that's what's going on with Kim. Like everything's distorted.
She's breaking through the field?
Yeah, like she's breaking through.
Well,
Something.
yeah,
she's definitely having breakthroughs.
She just tore down a major belief system of hers.
Yeah, you want to know something? You want to hear something really fucked up? I decided.
I love it.
I decided to make a video tonight. I was going to post it to my YouTube, right? And there was 2 sections. I was going to have a music one, like kind of like the background music, and then a talk over. So I uploaded my voiceover, and when I upload my stuff, I make sure everything's on private, all of that. I made sure, loaded it. My frickin' voiceover went on public. It went public, and I had it on private. I go on my computer to change it. There is nowhere where to change it to private.
Yeah,
It wouldn't let me change it to private. No, it was gone. It was not. I know there is.
Oh,
it was
okay.
gone.
That's weird.
And I refreshed
Facebook
it,
or YouTube?
and it wasn't there. Oh, I was so pissed. I deleted it. Nothing was working for me at all. And I'm like, okay, I'm onto something here. So I
There
just
do seem to be
deleted
many
everything and redid it.
gremlins afoot.
Yes.
Do what?
I got locked out of my Twitter account. they
said-
suspended it until I gave them my phone number, and then it came back.
That's just them being Nazis. I was
Yeah.
just saying that there's
Well,
been-
because like a lot of issues going on. They updated their privacy things to make more safe spaces.
Yeah,
those safe spaces.
I got a safe space right here in my ass.
It's the safest space ever.
That's where I hide everything.
Put your
Nature's
weed in
pocket.
there.
In Jerry's house.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. I think you just have to take a deep breath and like walk away from the computer, Kim, when that shit starts happening, because it can literally drive you insane.
Oh.
I know. And I'm
I
like, oh my
break
god, am I going
things.
crazy? Is there anybody else experiencing this shit?
Oh, I think
Like,
a lot of people are.
seriously, you know, seeing the flashing lights in the distance behind
Only
my
real
eyelids,
people.
and then getting shit. What?
What happened?
Only the real people are noticing the Matrix breaking down.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
That's why people think we're fucking nuts. Or we're under some kind of mind control program.
And we're
Yeah.
seeing through it,
Good
or we're
luck
the
with my mind.
No, we're being fucked with.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's so much a program as much as just like Freudian fucking psychology that's been implemented in our brain. Like they've just manipulated us through advertising and social structures. I don't know.
Social constructs.
Totally, it's the whole
Yes.
Tavistock Institute story.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Edward Bernays,
Tavistock,
you know.
Carl Jung.
What did I just say
Yeah,
about
the Indian
Bernays'
stuff.
Bernays' great grandfather?
Well,
Somebody-
Bernays is Freud's nephew, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think so.
Well, one of his ancestors was involved in the whole Titanic thing too.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt
Yeah,
it.
and
The big banker shit.
Trump's great uncle was the scientist put in charge to evaluate Tesla's
Yep.
paperwork when he
Oh,
died.
I did hear that.
Papers.
Trump has a bunch of Tesla technology. That's why he's a time traveler. Which
He needs
totally
to
makes
fucking
sense.
time travel back and get a different hairdo.
That would be the first thing on my list. God damn it, G. I need new hair.
Oh man.
Just add more.
Oh god, Kilgar does an amazing Trump impression. he did
Why
it the
isn't
other
he in
night.
here?
I don't know. He's probably having sex with his multiple wives.
If I
is
see one
my
more
guess.
picture of him naked, he's got more than one wife.
To be fair, yeah, he's a poly. But to be fair,
So
there's
not-
no full on naked.
Wait, he's a Mormon?
No, but there's way more
or
than
he's
what.
polyamorous?
No,
No, he just
polyamorous.
he has a wife and he has a girlfriend, and they all live together.
Okay. That would be so awesome and bogus at the same time.
Oh, so bogus. Could you
Yeah,
imagine,
like,
like,
girlfriend and
when
wife
they
have
start
a boyfriend?
cycling together?
Bernays was
Oh,
married
God.
to Anna Freud. Brandon, why aren't you in here? The nephew-in-law.
Where is Brandon?
He's in the
He'll
chat.
be here.
Good interview with him.
We do too.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We need to do part 2. There's a lot of stuff for Burning Man he left out. Some good stuff.
I would totally hang out with Brandon.
Yeah,
Me
definitely.
too.
Oh, we
He's
should
a
tell
cool
everyone
fucking
about the Hive meetup in Hopkinsville for the eclipse. If anybody wants to meet up there, we're going to be up there. Or I'm going to be up there. Me and Graham and Mike.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Mike or maybe you.
Maybe me.
Why? You
I
had
don't
the week
know.
off. You had it all set up. Fuck.
I know things are happening, Jerry. I don't know what's going on right now.
Big things.
We'll talk about it in DM sometime.
I'm not going to
Things
rape
that
you, I
don't need to go on
promise.
the air. Oh God.
That was the first thing he was worried about, and I told him you wouldn't.
No, I was kidding. Did he really
Lie.
say?
Sometimes Jerry does not get my joke.
Dude, get your own fucking room then.
It's
Jesus.
not even that. Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Oh, so funny. Yeah, Brandon could totally drive down
He
or
could.
fly down.
He'd fly down. He's a rich
He's
fucker.
not that far. Yeah.
I didn't realize how like
Bernays
until that
lived-
interview
sorry,
like
Bernays
how
lived
much-
in Cambridge.
Cambridge, huh?
Over here.
Is that close to that new town?
I don't know. We'd have to ask Brandon. Brandon, how close is that to that town in Connecticut that we're not speaking about? The town
no
that could not
sand.
be named. What? Okay, I've told you about my D&D club, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry, that was like one of the first things I talked to you about, and I was getting boners when you were talking about your campaigns.
Oh yeah, the 3-year campaign where I played the orc.
Wait, did he
Yes.
show you his things that he made?
Oh, dude, you got pewters?
I have lead. I have
They're
actually.
freaking awesome.
Yeah, you're
I
right. They
know.
are pewter now. They're not lead anymore. I do have some lead figures still, but yeah, I have some. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Don't touch the box, though.
I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
You were talking about Cambridge and Bernice
This
and
club and the campaigns.
Cambridge. Oh, yeah, we got.
Oh, I know what it was.
D&D
I
campaign.
remember. So, there were rules. Club had rules. We called it club. So we go to club. We're gonna do. What are you doing Saturday? I'm going to club. Okay. And it's just the way it was. Noon Saturday till whenever. Usually 3. It was an 8x12. It was a bait. We're in the basement of this guy's father's house. When I first met him, he was 18. So now he's 6 years older than me. So he's 58. I think he still works for Illinois Bell or whatever that is now. He used to be a telephone line guy, you know. Anyway,
Lineman.
in the
The
basement.
lineman.
Yeah, lineman. In the basement of this house, he built a sand table. It was like 4 feet off the ground, 8 feet long, 12 feet long, 8 feet wide, with like 5 feet, maybe not 5, probably 2 or 3 feet between the sand table and the wall. You could just picture a giant fucking table in a small basement. You know, with like
It's in my head. Yep.
where
That
you
just
gotta like
sounds
What I'm
incredible.
keep thinking, what is the sand for?
the sand.
So you can build landscape.
Yeah, you can build landscapes. You can do realistic. You can do more realistic battles with actual terrain.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Battle.
Because some of the tank battles that we used to reenact, you know, you had to have line of sight to your target, and if you were behind a dune, you
Oh,
actually
God, that's so awesome.
we had little periscopes that we would look down, or whatever the angled things where you could see the line of sight from the tank.
So he had sand he had like the good sand where you could build hills and stuff,
After
and they wouldn't break down.
you put water on it, it would stay together.
Got that quality sand.
It was
Give me
shitty
that.
I know
sand.
that's like
The
special sand.
It's regular old beach sand that I think he got from Lake Michigan, from the beaches, and then people have been ashing in it for 4 or 5 years. So no, it's not quality sand. You're so disgustingly
Just
filthy when you
cigarette dirt.
leave. Yeah. So one of the rules down there, we had house D&D rules. So everyone started at level 0 with a loincloth and 3d6 times 100 gold pieces, or I'm sorry, 3d6
Man,
gold
just
pieces.
bare bones.
Loincloth, poniard, and 3d6 gold pieces. In the middle of a fucking dungeon.
Jeez.
And if you die, that's how you come back.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that was our house rule. It sucked. It was awesome though. And
Dude, because you get that feeling of fucking victory when you like start actually building up from it.
oh yeah,
Man.
totally. But we died. This dude, Pete, his name was Pete, is Pete. He killed us. He just loved to fucking kill us.
And a dragon appeared.
On
It's just
special,
out of
like,
nowhere.
we had a special Halloween dungeon every year that we did for Halloween that was Halloween themed. And in those special dungeons, everyone would get a special, a unique item that was fit to their character's persona. So you had to come up with a character that was unique, I guess is a good way to put it. And then he would grant you something magical based on that uniqueness. For instance, my friend Jim, he was the hurdy-gurdy man. He was a bard. That was his character's name, and he got a pound of opium.
Dude.
That was his special gift. Okay, it has zero relevance in the game. Like you can't use it.
Man.
I mean, if he used it, it could impair him. He would lose dice rolls more often.
Oh.
But it
So
didn't.
did he sell it?
No, he smoked it whenever we weren't. He didn't really smoke it because it didn't really exist.
No, I know that. I'm
His
just
character
the
smoked it.
concept of this.
Man, I'm so hammered.
Anyway, that was one. We had house D&D
Classic
rules.
cruise.
We also had a rule that you could bring your own chair, so there weren't any extra chairs. And if you had a chair there, if you got to club and someone was in your chair, you had the right to kick them out of it. No questions asked. So
man.
We all had our own chairs.
You guys are hard asses.
Well, that's how you got to do it. D&D's cutthroat.
And then I think the other rule was don't steal any shit. Don't steal anything. Don't break anything. Don't fuck with anybody's stuff. Just be cool.
Don't piss in the sand.
So people who
Fuck my setup.
People who broke that third rule became nameless ones in the club, and you couldn't speak their name ever.
Oh my God.
So
the permanent blacklist.
The very first
cats.
nameless one is still the nameless one.
Oh my gosh.
And
I wish I would have known this in high school. I wouldn't have rolled my eyes at these guys so
the
much.
second one is he who shall not be named. They had to come up with fucking different names because they didn't want the same name. They're goofy. Anyway, so there was two, and the second one had to do with like wife cheatery and fuckery. So it was the first one. I think was just a bad raw deal. I never actually heard the story on the first deal, and I only met the first dude. His name was Joe something or other, once or twice, and he sold me a guitar, a 12-string Yamaha, which I believe my ex-wife still has.
Ah, dang it.
I paid $100 for that. It was a great guitar.
That's some freaking massive restraint and stuff. Like those rules are pretty harsh.
What's that?
It sounds like a great club.
It
I
was
would have
fucking-
definitely been in that
Yeah,
club.
I have a lot more
20 years older.
Dude, I lived like
respect for those
less than a
guys.
mile from Pete's house my whole life until I moved. I got married and moved out to the suburbs. And it was, 35-mile drive each way, which was hideous.
Lord.
And then I had kids, and then I wasn't allowed to go anymore. But
Oh, no, man.
I know.
Except once a month, which I understand. I'm not saying I got a raw deal. No, I had fucking kids. you know?
No, yeah.
So I got to go one night a month, and they weren't as regular later on, around that time. So
Yeah, everybody started having kids.
So yeah, exactly. So
Everybody grows apart. That's what happened with my whole D&D campaign. We used to do it every Tuesday night.
Everyone else still
And
lives
then,
there.
people started disappearing, and there's still a D&D campaign going on?
I don't know if they play D&D. They really got into Warhammer. We stopped playing D&D. Remember when Shadowpunk came out? Or
Shadowpunk?
Cyberpunk game.
Oh, Shadowrun?
Shadowrun.
you talking?
Cyberpunk came first, then Shadowrun came out. Shadowrun was great. I love Shadowrun.
I never got into Shadowrun.
Fuck, that was a great game. We had really high level characters, and we played these campaigns where we were the Pizza Hut destructors or something like that. We always targeted the Pizza Hut restaurants in the game and blew them up. It was like our trademark. At the end of adventure, we'd go blow up a Pizza Hut. We'd eat there, and we'd say, fuck it. Like, how the Rolling Stones would trash a hotel room? We blew up Pizza Huts.
You trashed a Pizza Hut. That was back when they had, I don't know if
buffets.
anybody remembers, the Book It campaign and shit. Like, I remember being, this might be post you guys, but being little with the Book It's, you'd go there and say that, you read so many books, and they'd give you these fucking stars on this pin, and then you'd get, a free personal pan pizza. Those were good times.
I totally remember that with my kids.
I remember those.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Kim, you're my age. You remember that?
I don't think I've ever been inside a Pizza Hut.
And they let you make your own pizza. At least they did for me anyway. You could have birthday parties there, and you can make your own.
Yeah,
and...
Pizza Hut used to be awesome. It used to be like a community restaurant, and then it just got all franchised and corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
Just
And
all
like
became
to finish my mini story there. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Jerry.
No, so we played D&D for a little bit, that was our main game until we started playing Shadowrun, and then we got into Warhammer, and we did Warhammer nonstop because that game's super addicting.
Oh yeah.
So that's it. I'm done. My D&D story.
Brandon, what's up?
Hey guys, thought I should stop by, say hi. I'm so tired.
Hello.
We
Good
love
to
it when
see
you
you
stop by.
Well,
Yeah.
I love stopping by. You guys are awesome.
You're awesome.
So.
Jinx.
Double jinx. Triple jinx. Yeah, no,
Dude,
you guys
I've
are
been getting great feedback from the show, man.
Me too, man. Yeah.
People are
few
loving
people. Yeah.
Even though James was loud as fuck.
Nah, he was good.
Why me? I'm not trashed.
No, man. I felt bad for taking over. And talking
Dude,
so
not at
much.
all, man. It was awesome. That's kind of how I wanted it to be. You just fucking go off.
And
It was good.
I don't want to tell people what's in part two, but it's
Aw,
really-
dude.
it's such a. I can't believe I forgot. I knew I forgot something big.
Yeah, you just sent me those messages, and I was like, oh shit.
I picked up somebody. My friend was busing. If you didn't hear the Cruising with Steak episode, my friend was busing people to and from Reno and to Burning Man, and he was working for Burning Man, so he had all the free passes and all that stuff, right? And I went with him one of the days to go get some people, and one of those people happened to be a very big name that you all would know, big writer in the conspiracy movement that I didn't know who he was at the time. I wasn't really into that, you know what I mean? But he was talking about myths, and he was talking about anthropology and the pyramids, and I was just like, whoa. And then years later, found out, oh my God, it's him. Yeah. So I'll reveal that in part 2, I guess.
Yes, a teaser. Nice.
Is it David Childress?
No.
Okay.
No. Better.
The hatch.
No, the Mayans.
The thing
Yes.
about the Mayan man is that how did these aliens ever come to Chile?
Just think about the crop circle.
Oh man, nailed it. Oh man.
Fuck, I think I shot my load. All my things are ready. I can't remember what else I wanted to talk about.
Just shooting loads.
I heard earlier you guys talking about the imaginary time machine, or the D-time machine in the middle of time, or whatever. This machine that creates somehow time.
He said it was 4D printing time, whatever that means. But I would just,
oh God,
I would just say there's something creating a distortion field that manifests as time. That's kind of what I
mean.
Away from it.
It's a cool thought experiment, you know what I mean? But I think, just like was said, that you can make anything about time and make it sound cool, you know what I mean? And so you can, I don't know. So
Absolutely.
I feel like it's a little bit of that, you know what I mean? It's imaginative, it's great, but it's
However,
a little bit like
there was another part to
cicada.
it that I didn't talk about though.
Oh.
That there's, again, he's echoing the same sentiment that there's some event en route or coming, or something's going to happen where more people awaken, and at that point they're going to try and shut this thing off because it's fucked up. Basically, it's and if you don't navigate properly through the time streams, you get lost in one, and you'll get turned off forever.
Yeah, someone told me that, something like that. He was telling me that Black Ops, Deep State have the capacity to basically go into basically copy your genetic code, print out a 4-dimensional hologram of you, place it in time, and then basically erase you from as if you're erased from a computer game or something like that.
Yep.
So
I've heard that too.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa. I mean, I never heard it explained to me at that level. This kid just laid it on me.
Well, if you just think about it, if this really is some kind of simulation and humans have somehow figured out where the control room is, they can do whatever they want. They're in God mode,
Right. It's just whether it works or not. But the fact that there might be people trying that, which is very well within the possibility, since we pay men to stare at goats, right?
Here's the thing. If people are doing that, they've already done everything else because they have time machines.
Right.
Okay. So whenever that's the one thing I always think about. They could go back in time and do that. Well, yeah, if they could do that, then that means they've done everything they can do already.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And we're the result.
Right. I never really, right now is the result, and we're in this situation. I never really dug the version of like, you go back in time and you can do all these things, and none of it will be of that much consequence, or if it is, it's exactly how it's, these little tiny things in your relationships or whatever, like Back to the Future or something like that. But I prefer The Simpsons, where it's like where Homer goes back in time and he steps on a flower and he comes back and his family is like wealthy, he's living in a mansion, he sits down to eat, and he gets scared and he runs off, and then as soon as he goes back in time to try to change it again, it starts raining donuts, and they're like, "What's going on, Mom? Oh, it's raining again."
Is that the one they did the
Jim R
3D
says it.
in?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think.
I think maybe that. I
I don't.
remember that. That was
Well,
great.
yeah, it might have been a Treehouse of Horrors one.
That's a Ray Bradbury story
Yeah.
called like Rolling Thunder or something. It's also like the butterfly effect.
Yeah, yep, totally. It sounds like a Treehouse of Horrors story for sure.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Dude, that show was so great in the '90s. So fucking good.
You know what's
Yeah,
been
That's
on?
kind of like when I stopped watching it. Like once turn of the century, then it just kind of went to shit. Once Conan O'Brien stopped writing for him.
Yep.
Do you remember
Well,
when Family Guy first came out? Like to challenge, it wasn't kind of a challenge, it was more of an after show.
Yeah.
But it wasn't funny. It was kind of rude.
No, dude. It didn't peak until like Adult Swim ended up rerunning it, and then that's when it
I
fucking
know.
took off again.
It's just so weird though to think of. I remember I wasn't offended by it, but it was just it wasn't my style. I didn't really find it funny. But
Well,
now,
they
now it's
blocked this-
hilarious. That's my point. It's hilarious now.
Yeah, they blocked the show where they wish upon a Weinstein. They wouldn't even air it the original time. Like where they're just talking about like the Jews and shit. And it's like there's nothing even offensive in it.
Did you ever see
You
the
know
one?
Oh, well, so just real quick, like about the now, I'm not, as anybody knows me, I'm not a freaking anti-Semite by any stretch of the imagination, right? But what is interesting is that I try to find a video on YouTube that links the Kabbalah to actual demons, like.
It's the Q of Solomon.
No, but not in like an intellectual way. That's just a dude pretty much straight up and saying, the study of the Kabbalah is demonic and few like lecture type things. But John Rasmus pointed that out to me, and I don't know. I have a hard time finding any video. You think there'd be tons of videos like that, and there's some few, but
You can't find.
They are the ones we cannot speak of.
Wait. You can't find anything tying demonology to what? To the Tree of
not
Life?
demon. Well, Kabbalah. I would say just
Kabbalah. Well,
Yeah.
I would say Kabbalah is just another manipulated system, another fake.
Sure.
I mean, I know it's fake. I believe it.
I think it's all
think
connected.
it's fake.
I think it's all connected.
It's just
it's
an ancient way. It's an ancient cicada 44, whatever the heck.
3301.
Mhm.
Just
Yep.
as we are
I can see that.
collective consciousness, this AI is one too. So, it's going to influence people to come up with their own goofy systems or create them as disinfo. What did you just say, Kim? Because that's what made me think of that.
What?
What did you say?
I think everything's just all connected.
Yeah, right. It's like
No, like seriously, like I have had too much time to think about this crap lately, and everything's connected. The Dark Cabal, like, okay,
or like
this
possessed
started.
entities of the AI.
This started way thousands and thousands of years ago.
Correct.
Okay, like God. There's no such thing as God. There's no such thing as Jesus. There's, that was created to have people follow that because there was a being at that time that wanted to have people negatively follow them for the greater thing, which is coming now, to harvest us.
Maybe there's also the need for, according to Robert Stanley, the transhumanistic future is to get people ready to be robot fighters in his Mars Wars or whatever, Orion Wars rather, to take back his kingship.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but anyway, sorry. But yes, continue.
Oh no, I don't know. I just feel like I'm rambling. I don't know. Because I don't have everything.
Welcome to my life.
I don't have everything straight in my mind. I know because I've thought of it all through, but it's just like it's all a cluttered, chaotic mess in my mind right now.
Put it this way. Think about it instead of a timeline. Think of it as a spiral.
Yes.
Okay. And secondly, none of it may have happened contiguously or at any point in time. Because time's fake. Time's an illusion.
Yes, I agree with that as well.
So, when you say, "Oh, it happened thousands of years ago," well, it just happened.
Well, with yes, but I'm talking about like when you think of it within time, right? Like what we grew up with,
right?
Before we woke up, okay?
Yeah.
Happened thousands of years ago with Eve. And the Dark Cabal is like, I don't know, Mother Mary, the Virgin Mother Mary was probably more than likely artificially inseminated.
Totally.
And that family line, if you notice, all presidents are related somehow, some way.
Is it the Merovingian line?
Better watch it. I'm related to them too.
You're a Nephilim.
You might be
She's a
reptilian or
Nephilim.
something.
Nephilim.
We're all reptilian. We get that reptile brain.
But they set up here with humans, right, to for us to be controlled. Okay, they're setting up the control, the fear, and all of that to feed themselves.
To feed the parasitic entities
Yes.
amongst them.
Now, the parasitic entities and the cabal have created the dark light or not the dark light, the darkness and the false light.
Right.
And the false light is the Archangel Michael, your spirit guides,
It's the Vatican.
all
It's
of
the
that.
Vatican.
That's your false light, to keep us stuck, because they can't do anything unless we agree to it.
It's a mind prison.
So they took over our religion, and then when people started falling out of the religion, they then started the whole new age shit, because they want to harvest us so that they can take us and use us for, their fear and all of that stuff to continue to feed themselves. Something's coming. They're not going to be able to stay here, and this is why they're trying to harvest right now.
And by stay here, you mean alive.
Yeah, but we're
Yeah,
already being
something's
harvested.
happening.
We're already being energy harvested and stuff. You know
Yes, we are, but they're not going to be able to stay here for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but they're wanting to harvest and take people away.
Vampires.
Well, it's time for the harvest. It's the end times. The end of time is coming.
Yeah, but you have to realize the Bible is written by them.
It just means that what we think of as time is going to end. The end
Yes.
of times. The end of time.
I'd like to hear what Brandon studies this. I'd like to hear what Brandon thinks.
Yeah, well, the formal study of it is called eschatology, and basically that just means the study of time, the end of time, end time scenarios. And so, I mean, I've studied of different traditions. So
It's creepy how close that is to scatologically. To scatology.
Scatological, yeah, no, it's eschatology. That's what it's called. So you might have heard Terence McKenna talk about the eschaton. He always talks about the great eschaton at the end of time, right? So this is the idea: is that we're in Pierre Desjardins and called it the Omega Point. All different people have called it, and cultures have called it something different. And this, people were talking about this with 2012 too. Remember, so there's a lot of hype with that. But there is sort of the idea that there is an end of quote unquote time, but time is now kind of a fabric with space too. So it's interesting. It's kind of complicated.
It's not really part of space though. It's worked into it's worked into the math.
The idea is that as basically we've come from, and this is the alchemical view too, is that we've come from vegetable state, a mineral state to vegetable state to mammal state to human state, as we evolve through this, I don't know, through the universe. And so the next stage, the end of time, is a sort of coming together in an emergent property, like how a school of fish displays behavior that's more intelligent than that particular fish sometimes, or an ant, or a beehive, right, for that matter, right? So take a very apt analogy. So anyway, eschatology, basically end of time kind of scenarios. Every culture has them, but I don't think we can say that it's going to happen tomorrow or next month or whatever. But I do feel,
or if it already
feels
happened,
the future, but it's something large is looming, and so as we approach it, it's going to send reverberations back through time. And that's the other idea, is that as we ascend, we get closer to it, and so the end of time is a singularity in some sense, and so that way it ties in with the transhumanist thing, and the controllers know this very well. You know, like the people that come dark cabal that's tossed around so
Dark
much, they know
Brotherhoods.
this. They're not stupid. Yeah, they know all about eschatology. You know, they're the ones that probably made it up.
Right. I mean, I look at it more of an action plan or execution plan than a prophecy.
Yeah, but it's not. It's something we're not aware of at the same time. Yeah, I agree.
We,
I
the
agree.
public, but they are. That's the knowledge they've passed down in their brotherhoods and in the dark
Right.
cabals. You know.
Yeah, it's a big part
among
of the
other
religion.
things. Yeah. Well, sure. I mean, the Vatican's lousy with these people.
Well, they produce a lot of them. You know, that's the thing. But it's not just the Vatican. You can go into like I've studied, you know, Buddhist traditions and you know what else? Zen Buddhism, and there's a lot of it in that. Even like Greco-Roman stuff. So.
If that even existed. I'm just saying, there's a lot of evidence that points to the Vatican having control over the city of London and Washington, D.C., which are both not part of any country.
Right. They're the three cities. You got and Andrew talked about this on
the
podcast. But I mean, it's kind of common knowledge, I thought.
I did too, but I'm just laying it out. It points towards Vatican control of everything. I mean, they could be the man behind the curtain, that's all.
It's oldest, but I think the city of London is up there as a big contender. So you have the financial.
I totally agree.
Because
and we're the military, right.
Well, you always have the.
It's mind, body, spirit. That's what the three
of the people who represent Sirius, which are basically if you go back in history, and this is what Manly thought too. Is that this is why his door case when you enter the Philosophical Research Center is actually his library doors, and on one side you have this big-eyed fish, scaly creature, which could be a reptilian type thing, the Dogon of the Dogon tribe, who worship Sirius and their sign for Sirius
still do
was an X, still do, right?
So and that's Lucifer's symbol, the X.
Right. Well, so anyway, the point is that one has sort of masculine features, the other one is more dragon-like, the other one is more fish. So it kind of explains the dress of the Pope with the mitre and the long, you know, all that, and
and the papal hat, the open-ended,
And so the dragon, and where do you find the dragon symbols everywhere? City of London, and on the coat of arms in England and in the UK. Is where you find dragons everywhere, but
so is that are we looking at like the Khazarians there?
Like, dragon bloodline. I like to call them the dragon bloodline. I think they are sort of an offshoot of the Merovingians, but they have waved like I think they might be the children of Akhenaten. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Or Noah,
as far as
according to
Noah, who was Moses rather. Sorry, Moses. Right. Freud said that.
Stanley was saying that Moses was Enki's son.
Oh, wait, who said that?
Robert Stanley. You probably missed the beginning when we were talking about Robert Stanley.
You know what? I've meaning to check him out. So he talks about Enki as
he's had personal contact with Enki.
Yeah.
And he is an energy reader, and he can see the parasites. He can actually see them on people.
Okay. Well, whenever go ahead.
Sorry, no. He and Enki have had words, and he's aware of all the plans that Enki has in store for us. Yada, yada, yada.
Right. Whenever I hear somebody talk about Enki and is on an Enki kick for a long time, I think they just went through that rite of Freemasonry. And they have, because there's a rite of Freemasonry, which is the Enki and degree or whatever. And you're revealed all this stuff, and it deepens the mystery and all that. And so I've heard,
he's been at this for like 10 years. So
not Robert Stanley, but there's a Freemason that's out there talking about films and stuff. I forget his name. His name's Robert, I think, too.
Sullivan?
Maybe. Sullivan, thank you. Yeah, man, nice. The fourth.
Don't really care for him.
No, but I mean, he's all right.
He's okay, yeah. I mean, his work's good. He doesn't.
Listen, man. I may need to be on Nox. What is that show you have? Nox Ventura or whatever it is.
Nox Mente.
Nox Mente. So it's all about dreams, right?
Yeah.
I had a dream. Solaris Blue Raven.
Oh, I like her.
Was was interviewing him, and I had one of the craziest dreams I have ever had. It was my whole room was filled with water, okay? And it was like a sea. It was those waves, and it was there was this tons of dead fish and octopus and seaweed, and it was gross and it was scary. But it felt stupid. It felt so real. I was like, oh my God. So there's some weird dream connection to that guy. Anyway, but yeah, he talks about Enki a lot, and so Enki's sometimes I don't know. I think they're taking some things that they learned in their Freemasonry or something studies,
or
something
read
like
some
that.
Sitchin early on.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
the Anunnaki are popular now and stuff like that, But
right.
Hey, man, I gotta call out. I'm glad Rufus Cat, Rex Bear, finally.
Did he what?
He called out Rex Bear, and he did a video where he just unsubscribes from Rex Bear
For the Mars base, yeah.
Well, listen, man, I got to give it up for Rex for putting in like 12, 18-hour work days, all right, or whatever. And I got to give it up for some of the guests he's had on. But he's had on some really horrible guests too. But he just lets the audience decide. It's all about money for him. I understand. I get that, man. I get that. However, man, you're going to come across some bull when you have to produce 18 hours a day, you know what I mean, of like constant conspiracy theory.
Yep.
You're gonna fall into a misinformation, disinformation, and so you do. I mean, that's what you really got to discern with some of these people. So it's good to call people out. I think like that. It keeps them in check.
I want to call out this guy, YouTube Jeff P, the Nibiru Watcher. This guy puts up some crap. It's hilarious. Every bug on every camera is Nibiru. They're hiding it. First he says it's a projection. It's a holographic projection, but it's there. They're hiding it from us. Okay, what is it? They're gonna cloak the hologram. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, did you see that crazy UFO? Where the hell was it? I saw it on Secure Team.
Mexico?
I'm ashamed. No, it was in Europe.
Like the swarm of fish that you were talking about?
Yes, this is it.
I saw the fish video, but I didn't see the original UFO video.
I'm gonna play it.
Excellent.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna play a bit of it because I don't want them fucking copyright bitching me.
Secure Team 10. Never mind.
I know.
It just discredited instantly for me.
Okay, well, I want you to see it because when I first saw it, I'm like, this is a hoax. Because they have multiple
all hoaxes.
They have
I've never
multiple
seen anything
people.
convincing on their fucking.
Not one person screamed. It was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, that's why I listen to NPR.
Here. You see it up here?
Yeah, I've seen this one.
It's totally a flock of birds.
It's not a flock of birds. You know what I found interesting about it? It makes the shape of a hot air balloon on the outer edges.
All right, so
that's a flock of birds, guys. Come on, look at that. I've seen that in real life.
I've seen millions of birds
so many times
together. They do that shit all the time.
Apparently,
that's fucking birds.
Apparently,
it might be a flock of, yeah.
I just think it's cool looking. I don't know what.
I mean, it's cool looking, but it's totally birds.
The thing I thought, so this guy's got a kind of a blurry shot of it, right? And then there's like another one here. This person has a shot of it like over a pier. Oh yeah, see it there?
Oh wow. Well, they might have just taken it out of that video and put it onto their video or something.
Well, I thought that at first, but there's different angles.
Really?
I mean, it won't be able because the camera wouldn't be able to focus on it if they're that far away. And
she couldn't focus on it.
So,
if you watch,
John,
this one's
John
over
Rice
a pyramid. This was like, okay, what's this all about?
Again, I think you got to look around it and zoom in.
That's what I totally thought too when I saw it over the pyramid. I was like, what?
This is what it looks like a light bulb, which is hallmark for a hot air balloon. It really, to me, looks like a hot air balloon with a.
Look at the resolution, man. It's way more resolution than the cloud in the background or right next to it. or even in front of it.
Oh yeah, I'm not even talking about it being
so-
fake. I'm just saying if it's real, it could be. Oh, look at that.
It looks like one of those. I know. See, it looks like
Ooh.
one of those Star Wars ships.
Yeah, which are on all the STS, the space shuttle mission flights.
Yes.
You know what it looks like, man? It looks like
It's a Millennium Falcon.
No, it looks like.
Look, is that a shadow behind it?
No.
You know,
Omar says
remember-
it's CGI.
That
so
is.
We should stop wasting
That
time.
is the shape of.
I'm sorry, I'm on a 6 Plus iPhone.
There you go. Look at that.
That is. That looks like the Millennium Falcon right there.
It
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, it does. But it looks like the Brainiac. He's in Superman where he comes down. Remember, and he has like he has a ship and it says space, and he's the artificial intelligence. If you ever, and that he might be in the next plot for the new Superman movie. And I hope they almost made him with Nick Cage.
Oh jeez.
Sorry, but
Oh, this one had a bird fly in front of it.
Yeah. Oh, I was wondering if it was going right in front of it. Doesn't
that
look
would be
like it.
awesome if it went up there and became part of
Yeah.
it or something.
That would be cool. I love seeing birds get assimilated. This whole town looks weird.
Yeah,
I know.
Kent,
Well, it's
maybe?
over in there's
It's in
Cornwall.
Cornwall. It was in
and
Cornwall.
Oh,
Look
It's a
at
bunch of different. Yeah, it's in
look at
England.
this building compared to these. Just the difference in focus. Like, these are really
Right.
sharp. It looks like this building was pasted into this picture.
Dude, you're right. You're right. But
Yeah,
that's
it
a
does.
good point. That is such a good point.
Yeah, the depth of field is crazy on that.
Oh yeah, Kim, you're a professional photographer.
Yeah. Yeah,
You should
that
be able
depth
to
of field is
tell.
not. No, look how blurry that is, and then look in the further background.
Right.
It's not
Yeah,
as blurry as that. That depth of field is not
Oh.
accurate.
Unless he was focused here and took the picture.
We got
Also,
No, because the further stuff back should also be blurred.
But
The
if you're on,
bokeh is
like,
going to
a
extend
phone-
back.
Yeah.
the angle of the roofs of the angle of the building roofs are also different.
That
Yep.
might be real.
Kinda
Though. It's
looks-
Cornwall.
That
Come
kind of
on.
looks.
That doesn't
Yeah, that's
matter. It's
true.
the depth of field. So
Right.
What
if
about
even
you're
if
on
he
a
is
cell phone?
focusing, everything in the same depth of field should be in focus. Everything out of the depth of field should be
Oh
out
yeah,
of
I gotta
focus.
fucking mute this.
We're tubcasting.
Even on a cell phone, Kim.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, it's going to be the same. Depth of field is just like it's
Oh, I didn't
technological.
know the
Well,
technology on a
Actually,
phone was
only
as
the
good as-
iPhones, I think, can do depth of field. It depends on the lens and the type of CCD.
Okay.
It's.
Can I interject for a second?
Certainly.
I would like to say that we are officially tubcasting.
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah, we heard. We know.
Okay.
Does the iPhone
I-
have a good camera?
I just have to actually
does.
like say it, right? I have to bring life to it.
It's in my contract to make an announcement.
What contract? Okay, here's the other one.
Cruising
Yeah,
with
this
steak
one was
to
weird.
Make it,
Look at all
Make
those
it real.
donations, you know? Value for value.
Oh, he's on Patreon.
Failed brings it all.
I love how
Patreon.
If you
Phil could
watch
write
this,
poems to people who
if you
donate
watch
to our
this, he
Patreon.
plays a surfer had a GoPro. Talks about
Yeah, that's
he had
the
some
thing that.
awesome
Look at that.
footage. He goes, wait. Tyler's like, it's like the most awesome footage. It's the worst piece of shit footage I've ever seen.
I know. But look at that.
Like,
that
dude.
reminds me of a devil.
But it always
Is anybody
lasts for
else-
the same amount of time and stuff. I don't know, man. It's
Is anybody else
Yeah,
kind of worried
see?
about James? James popped on for a second, said how wasted he is, and then he disappeared.
Probably passed out.
He's probably putting his kids
Now,
to bed.
this is the other thing I
3
noticed
seconds.
too. There's a flyby. See this?
Oh, yeah, I noticed that too.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think it's a bird, but it's kind of round.
Yeah, I know. It
I
would,
mean that's slow
yeah.
motion.
You can't- it looks like a bird.
And then
I
this
guess
is
that's
the,
on
It flaps.
wings
this
flap.
is the
Yeah,
amazing
I think
GoPro footage.
it's fat.
It's a fat
That's a
one.
pretty clear GoPro.
That could be anything.
That is an amazing GoPro.
That could be anything.
That's it.
The
That's-
birds.
That's the amazing footage.
Jeez.
But it was caught like in several. I don't know. Who knows?
There were 4 people who
Oh
caught it.
man. I love the beach.
Me too.
I don't like sand.
You just wash it off.
I don't like
Yep.
anything sandy.
I like sand.
Wash it off.
He doesn't like
It's probably
sand.
just a ball
Sometimes
of
there's-
pollution. 'cause
I
fuck
don't
all
believe
this
that is birds.
Down by the pier,
I don't
there's
think it's
hooks
birds either.
in the
No.
sand sometimes.
Just because of the way that.
They're not flying anywhere.
No, they're not.
When I see stuff
CG.
like that, they're flying places.
Yeah, it's not birds. It's something else. But is it fake
Yeah.
or is it something else? Fake.
It seems to last.
Is it user generated?
It's either fake or it's fake.
Is it user
I think it's a
generated fakeness
projection.
or
Yeah, I think it's generated.
It's
professional?
all fake. We're just watching it on a screen.
But why
all
can't it be a
fake.
CGI effect? You know?
Totally
It's Mario Lopez in the sky.
God, I wish. Fucking AC Slater.
Yeah, AC Slater in the sky.
Who's that?
Saved by the Bell. Mario Lopez. The character on Saved
Oh,
by
I
the
thought he
Bell.
was an old singer.
Is it old singer? Oh no.
I'm thinking
He
of
was really
Mario-
a woman once.
I'm thinking of Mario Lanza.
He was really a woman once, though.
Like Bruce Jenner?
Yeah.
I hate those damn videos.
Jerry, I'm gonna send you a link.
From the tub?
We're in trouble. He's got
Playing
that
on this
voice.
It's got tub link.
I wanted to go back to something Brandon said really quick before I forget.
Tub
God
com.
knows that will happen.
Just play it in the background. You don't have to explain it or anything. Just kind of
All right,
play it on the screen.
What'd you say, Suze?
I wanted to go back to something that Brandon said really quick about the vegetable, mineral,
Yes, alchemy.
and how it was ascending and then
right
now it's descending.
Oh, I gotta go,
So
guys. I will see
You're
you later.
going?
Yeah, I got.
You're falling asleep.
Bye.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to your podcast. Okay, bye.
Yeah,
have
all right,
fun.
Good night, man.
All right, have fun.
Bye.
So if it's going back, is that something that Kim could have been experiencing?
Could be, but no, I think it's more. It doesn't. There's no descending actually, because a species bar an extinction event will just continue to ascend. So there's no descending. It's just constant ascent. If there's anything that's descending, yeah, it is the body. It is material. It is the mineral. So it's actually the composition, the matter, as the fabric of time and space comes down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. Well, so that's what I wanted to get clear because it was it just I don't know, it kind of resonated with what she had described.
Resignated?
No, yeah.
Resonated. Sorry, I always say resignated. That's a word I made up, okay?
No, it's a real word.
Well, I'm using it wrong then. Grammar Nazi.
No, it's not. Actually, it's not a word. It'd be
Grammar Nazi, I mean verbal grammar Nazi. Verbal.
Spelling Nazi. Or I don't know,
I
whatever.
prefer oral to verbal.
Okay, oral Nazi.
Anal. That's just wrong.
Well, snap.
Anyway, just kind of yeah.
No, it's cool.
But it's so fun.
It kind of piqued my
Yeah, it could
what
be why
you said.
a lot
So
of us kind of I don't know, but I see it. Yeah, you're right. There is a descent as well as an ascent. I guess you're right. That's a good point. Because you have to, like, the snake has to shed its skin or whatever, right? The butterfly,
right?
Yeah. So,
Unless we're already
exactly.
in the lowest realm.
I don't think that we're in the no. I meant as then to go up,
Right.
like
There's no up to go to.
well, up in the same in an idea sense, like in a mathematical sense, in the sense of acceleration, in the sense of a vector.
Do you think that?
and your
do you think that-
knowledge and power and
exponential growth.
what do you think about?
I mean, we're all growing.
Understood. But now, what do you think about the
sound like that.
idea of what we're going through? Is we're just integrating more tightly with the collective.
Yeah, I think that's
Mhm.
happening. That's part of it.
And maybe
that's all part of it.
The non-humans can't do that, or aren't able to. They don't have that cloud link, or
Right.
whatever.
Well, there's
They don't have that
definitely
network port.
I think there's a critical mass of consciousness that always changes the paradigm in human history.
I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry. I love you all, and thank you for the good evening.
Thank you so much for coming.
Ciao.
Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my horrible experiences this past week and a half.
They were awesome. I love them. I want to hear it more. I want to hear it again.
Well, I'm sure there'll be more. I just gotta figure out this equation I saw today first.
You should write all
I
this
don't-
down.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about that too, but I don't remember what the equation was. I just know it was a really long equation.
Make a
That's all I know.
PowerPoint.
So I saw this on this date. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, take
Have a
care.
good night.
Bye.
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 Another one bites the dust.
I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome, Nomad.
Birthday.
Can you hear me?
Nomad's here. Sweet.
A mad painter.
Yes,
What's up,
we're here,
Brandon?
James.
Can you hear me?
That's Amad. Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
Nice. Everyone sounded like
You're back.
robots a few minutes ago.
Is it all distorted?
Oh yeah. My girlfriend. So I'm in.
She's streaming Netflix, isn't she?
Nope. She's passed out.
Sweet. Go.
All right,
go
Dude,
to
the
it.
sky view here is freaking amazing. It's wide open. I wish I had.
Super starry tonight, right?
It's halfway. It's partly cloudy.
That's because there's no moon.
It's some good stars though. It's pretty
You're
wide
gonna
open.
play that clip
Oh,
Yeah, let's see the clip.
where'd you send it?
in the Google Hangout.
Hi, Nomad.
I failed.
I mailed.
Hello.
I failed.
What was the conversation? Sorry for jumping in.
We're switching topics, I think.
Oh damn.
Yep.
I have
Perfect.
We're
something cool.
transitioning. Do, 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 do.
Yes, exactly, James. You nailed it.
I try.
Yeah, okay.
I can't find a working pen, so I'm going to just say I've been testing a new approach to magic. Let's say. I decided to start addressing the universe. Failed. Shush.
Holy shit.
Sorry, I'm okay. Yeah.
Tubcast. Never mind. I'll talk about it some other time when I have it better
No.
formulated in my head.
To
let's
try
get
to lay it
Come
out.
on, Jerry.
Yeah.
No, lay it out. But dude,
like
when
Whip it out,
someone's
man.
gonna say something that is pretty good, mute it.
no. Well, the idea is that
Ah, damn it.
instead of doing like a sigil or praying, I pose it as if I'm in a holodeck and it's the computer. So I'll say computer, and I'll say something, whatever I need done, or would like changed in my programming. That's it. That's my idea.
That's awesome.
So I'm testing.
Yeah,
this. I'm testing this out. I've gone 3 days so far.
How's it going? Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, does it work?
I like that.
I haven't had any problems.
Awesome.
Damn it, I totally missed it. I disconnected right when you were about to start saying that.
You're gonna have to wait for the replay. No, what I said is that instead, I've
heard shit cut out.
All right, can you hear me now, Nomad? Dude, your
I
signal.
think he's cutting in and out.
Yeah, he is. Usually has
Yeah.
great signal.
It's because I'm not at my house.
Oh,
Ah.
at a passed out girl's house,
At my girlfriend's house that she's sitting.
sleeping.
They got a brand new cat. Their cat just passed away. It was so sad. He was a
10
good
out of 10 cats
17.
die.
Yep, true. 10 out of 10 humans die as
Ding.
well.
4 out of 5
Ding.
dentists surveyed agree. 10 out of 10 people die.
What do 9 out of 10 people?
Dentists agree that fluoride is awesome.
You can get, if you go to water.com, you can buy all their distilled waters, and they'll charge you extra for adding extra fluoride.
Oh, definitely. When you go to the dentist, if you want to get a fluoride wash, it costs extra.
Fuck that.
I forgot.
Man, we went.
Where I can't find
My
this
son
fucking
went.
thing, dude.
Okay, Discord or what?
I don't care. Where did you put it? Is
Put
it
it in
the
the Google
amazing
Hangout
bird
that
formation?
we're in.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 It's nothing profound.
Yeah. Look here.
Yeah, no. We went to the my son went to the dentist, and my wife told him explicitly he's not going to get fluoride. He's only like 8, right? And what did they do? Well, they rinsed him with fluoride without doing anything. So if you look at the video, this is a bird formation.
Where
Can
I
you guys hear me now?
Yes.
I hear you, bro.
Where I can
Okay.
distinctly see birds.
Yes, but see what they're doing?
Yeah, they're flashing like
They're
fish.
schooling it up.
Yeah, it's just like the video.
It's not just like the video had one shape that it kept the whole time across 4 cameras. That was interesting. This is undulating and morphing into different shapes.
Crazy looking.
Yeah.
Is that legitimate?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Birds,
This is thousands of birds flying.
Yeah, birds do crazy shit.
Where is it?
It looks
Yeah,
like
you just wanna-
Germany.
It was a random YouTube video I found to kind of explain maybe what the other video was. But no, I can see what you're saying, that it kept the same shape and it was just coming in and out of focus with that shape. This one is kind of massive.
It's like a.
To me, I was gonna say it looks like nature reacting.
Could be.
It's like a glob of water floating around in the air. It's going to take on the shape that most fits it. You know.
What if it's the magnetic? What is that? The sun was blasting off magnetics. What if that affects their flight paths into a kind of shape like we see right here?
That's possible too.
Because their flight is based on an inner compass, right?
Yeah. The only thing I would say to that is that I can definitely see spots here, and this guy's focused far away, and I didn't see any kind of detail like that in the other one, which makes me think it's fake.
Okay.
More than
I've also seen we've all probably seen those bat flocks that look kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen?
I mean, not in person, but that would be epic.
Have you ever seen the ones in Austin, Texas?
Nah. That's nature for you.
Millions of birds.
Didn't pause it.
Sorry,
Food
bats.
ate it. There you go. Paused.
Each night.
Yeah, from March through April, millions of mostly female, pregnant Mexican free-tailed bats migrate north to give birth.
Wow.
Blah, blah, words. 2 million bats venture out from under the bridge to eat an estimated 30,000 pounds of insects.
Bam,
It is the
gotta love the
largest
bats.
urban bat colony in North America. Here is their departure. 2 fucking million bats.
High five a bat anytime you can, or a dragonfly.
I think we're past a few hundred. Here you go. Look, watching this terrorized back. Yeah, they meet and they go up to the highway way out the little highway.
So is there like this kind of thing coming back?
I don't know that.
Oh, they get on a kayak.
Now they're pouring out of that side too.
I can't get them. It's too blurry.
Look at that. Look at that.
And they all live under this bridge.
Didn't it
Come out of the hellhole.
camera?
But this also looks like the birds, too. They kind of fly the same.
Hopefully he's got better.
That natural pattern, as Nomad put it.
Those are bats.
Yeah, there are bats.
Haven't you guys ever watched Planet Earth?
They do like tours and shit.
I have.
Yeah, you see that shit and that.
I love
it's
bats.
amazing.
I love bats. They're awesome.
Me too.
Throw a baseball up in the air.
Honestly, all animals are down, but especially bats.
And there's 2 zoos in Chicago. One is the Brookfield Zoo, and they have a bat house, and they have these.
Oh, nice.
Those giant. I think they're wolf bats, or I don't know what they're like 3 feet long. They're really big. They're really big. They look like little foxes, with wings, with leather wings. They're creepy looking. But at the bat house at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago, they fly around free. There's no like when you walk in there, they fly over your head and shit. And it's creepy to have like the 6-foot wingspan animal fly over your head a couple feet.
Oh, definitely. The way they were just forming looked really weird. Why are they grouping together
Fuck,
like
I'm not
that?
muted again. God
Probably because there's a lot of
No,
mosquitoes there.
dude, don't mute unless anyone has something epic to say. You never know when there's going to be a good breakthrough.
Never know when there's a better video than the one you're watching.
True that? Like, I mean, that could have been totally fake.
No, I know.
Fake news.
It's fake bat news on the fake bat channel. Wow, what kind of bats? What kind of bats were these? Fruit bats? I have little.
Dude, the way they flocked together was really interesting. Especially when they were coming from all different directions and almost like meeting.
Yeah. I wonder. I was
That's
wondering
it.
if
Why
there was
were they-
maybe an insect swarm there.
Could be. Yep.
A skeeter swarm.
Skeeters.
There's a skeeter on your Peter. Knock
Imagine
off.
having fucking skeeters.
Yeah, these are the kind of bats I have. Look how long their wings look, though.
It says call error. What the fuck? I can't see anything now.
Haha.
You. Damn it. I'll be right back.
I can hear him nicely though.
You sounded great. That is an awesome shirt. Look at the moon.
Hey, Suzanne.
Yes.
Or Susan. I don't know which one you prefer.
Yeah, shut up.
What was that website that we were talking about today? The Doomsday one.
Deagle.com. Interesting, huh? Piques your curiosity.
All
Which one? What is it called again?
Deagle, DEAGLE.
Okay.
.com.
Okay.
Here's that fucking. They're fruit bats. Here's that bat house I was telling you about. Where they fly over your head.
Yeah, I hate that.
Where?
I mean, they're cool.
God,
but
lady.
I don't like
Your
them.
damn camera still.
I hate that. I had one flying at me in our house.
Look at these things. They're like little foxes
So
with
gross.
leather wings. You don't have these flying around your house. These are like tropical rainforest
No,
bats.
I said we had a bat flying at us in our house.
Oh. They're
Yeah,
good.
in the old Victorian.
They're good
Yeah,
eats,
you were
I
in the-
hear.
Is that the big kind of bat? The ones that are like 3 feet tall?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
those are
my God.
freaking awesome.
I know. And
Like the little ones, that'd be kind of whatever, but because they can get into your hair and shit, right? But the big ones, they're just like really big foxes with wings.
They're tiny foxes with wings.
no, they're big. Foxes are little.
Foxes are smaller than those things.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. My perception's not.
You got to hit more of them.
Yeah.
Fox is probably what, like 15 pounds?
Not even.
Not even that.
Well, it depends. Red fox was probably close to 250.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Grim's gone.
Yeah, he went to do the podcast.
He sucks.
My dad got bit by
Adam
a
show.
fox.
Doing Friends to Know.
No, I know. They never invited me on.
Yeah, me neither. We're not special. It's okay.
I've never heard their show. It's only fair.
I will be not special with you.
We're on the Hive.
Yeah, we got our own shit, whatever. Gary, you're probably way too busy to do anything. The Hive and the dreams and the work. Man.
The work takes up most of my time.
Oh, me too, man. Me too.
Average weight of a European swallow. They weigh average 4.9 to 31 pounds. That's not really an average.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide range. Oh, well.
Oh, the adults are 31 pounds. They're 20 inches tall to 18 to 35 inches long. So yeah, the bats are bat. Much.
Check.
Check.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these bats
Sweet.
have a The largest ones get wingspan of 1.2 meters, weigh as much as 1.6 kilograms. So they're nowhere near as big as a fox. They just
No, but they're light. They're big. Like 1.7 meter wingspan is like 6 feet, man.
I know. It's huge.
I
was hoping that this person had a shot of them flying around.
What do you guys think of some of those cryptids that can fly?
Like that Mothman?
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are tulpas, to be honest.
What's a tulpa?
Manifested thought forms. Like people believe in or fear something enough that it happens. Like Slender Man.
But Slender Man was the internet.
Possibly even Black-Eyed Kids. Yeah, it was the internet. And the internet is proxy for the collective consciousness of sorts. So if you're feeding energy and intention about Slender Man into the creepypasta website, it's not a far leap to say that something could manifest from that. Look at what happened.
Definitely not, dude.
With 4chan and Pepe and all that shit.
Well, 4chan was the one that brought Pizzagate, and then Pizzagate blew up because they just couldn't ignore it anymore.
But it turns out not to be accurate.
Yeah, I know that.
I don't. This is a good point.
I don't know if it brought Pizzagate, but either way, it did something.
It brought light to it.
It brought some sort of playful chaos into the internet that actually disrupted things.
Yeah, it brought energy that they couldn't ignore.
Maybe.
Okay.
Nothing's really happened.
Well, I remember there was a point where I saw that Hillary Clinton even said something about Pepe.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said
like
that
because the Democrats.
That was before the election.
Because the Democrats. The Democrats tried to align Pepe with Hitler as a fascist symbol. So that's why that she was using it as a deflection. But yeah, she did say it. Yeah, she tried
it backfired on her pretty
So, the one thing I wanted to say about, I don't know if anyone's been following George Webb and all that shit he's been doing, uncovering, and he thinks that the code is for uranium, for weapon, what is it? Used or spent uranium and white phosphorus, like hot dogs and pizza. Cheese and maps and handkerchiefs.
It could be weapons.
That would make more sense.
This is what he's saying right now, is that that's what it was, and that they are taking the money. He's suggesting it, that they're taking money by selling art on a monthly subscription basis.
That's bullshit.
Dude, we're totally under several layers of propaganda right now.
It's totally pedos.
Okay, let's just say it's not.
No,
let's just wait.
Can't we just agree for a second? We are under several layers of propaganda right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, and all right, let's continue.
Okay. I found nothing really wrong with anything.
So ridiculous
that George Webb has reported. You'd have to watch all of his stuff to find, to get to this thing. He's been tracing the money. He's been following the money from the Clinton Foundation.
I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Fine, but he's got all this shit.
I don't trust him either.
He's got all this.
No, I just don't. I don't know.
I don't care if you trust him or not, but he's got fucking evidence, okay?
Okay.
Doesn't matter if you trust him. He's got evidence.
I think they want everyone to distrust everyone.
We already
whoever
do.
they is. Yeah. True. Have everyone be in a state of paranoia so that nothing can ever truly get done.
And no truth will ever really be believed.
Yep. Oh, damn it. Dude, that's the game that's going on right now, I think.
Duh.
Right?
We
need to talk about that more. But it's so hard.
That's because you're never here.
Well, yeah, no, I've been slacking lately. Been busy, man.
All right,
Busy in
boy.
your black helicopter.
Fucking life.
Busy in your black helicopter.
Yeah, you know I gotta surveil people.
As your handler, I
That's,
approve.
dude.
We've dropped.
Exactly.
We've dropped on the priority list.
Yeah, dude, things
We're
have
not
picked
important
up.
assets anymore.
These past couple weeks have picked up. Camping, aka
surveillance,
totally surveilling citizens
from a wooded area.
I figured you guys knew that.
No, that was your missing.
We've
You didn't
Missing
tell us
411.
You didn't tell us your name.
That's his-
people and shit.
He's missing
Yeah.
411 in the national parks. That was his camping trip.
So who is this?
Yeah, I just.
Who's this lady, Steph Young, that got into a riff that was not even a real riff with David Paulides? Anyone hear about that? No. Moving on.
Not familiar. I don't know.
I don't know either of those names.
David Paulides was a Bigfoot researcher who went on to start a series of books called Missing 411 about strange disappearances of people within national parks.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There
you
was-
never heard of the missing 411?
There was a guy on THC that was that. I don't know if
Yeah,
that was
that's
the same guy.
Paulides.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's David Paulides.
All right, then I have heard of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like weird shit. Like a 3-year-old kid
Yeah, what-
wanders away from his parents for like 2 minutes and he disappears. 6 months
Behind
later,
a bush or some shit.
Yeah, 6 months later, he shows up 10,000 feet in the air on a mountain, missing a shoe. You know, untouched.
And then there's that one shoe thing, just like with all these.
Masons.
Yeah, well, that's
You-
what they say.
Dude, it is
False
fucking weird
flags.
because
Yeah.
2 months ago in my area, a dude went missing. He left the party, recent graduate. He left the party and decided to walk home.
And they found him in a
and
canal,
went,
or
went missing. And it was like a really long search, and like they obviously kind of gave up the fact that he would still be alive, but they found a shoe. That was the first thing they found.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, what the fuck?
Smiley face killers.
I was just gonna say
That's
that.
what it
Well,
is.
I don't know, but then they found his body in a river.
Oh yeah,
Yep, in a
definitely
river.
smiley face.
Always in a body of water.
Okay,
So what is that? What the
shoe-
fuck is that?
It's
The shoe can be explained. What it is when the
From
the
experience, of course.
extraterrestrial when the extraterrestrials decide to abduct someone, they need to know where they abducted them from. So they leave the shoe as a marker, and then they mark it with
Breadcrumb.
Well,
it's
so
like a
the prince
breadcrumb.
can come and collect the shoe.
So then, because they don't want to drop the kid off in the same spot 10 months later, because then it's gonna, look like nothing really happened. But if they drop him off 1,000 feet in the air in a mountain, well then, hey, people are gonna wonder.
What if they have a complex formula to figure out the depth of the anal cavity that they're about to probe by using the foot size of the individual?
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
So they just grab the shoe off and go, yeah, we got a size 12 here.
That's right. They can
we're gonna
prep the-
get some.
They can prep
We're
the
gonna get
tools.
some data. We're gonna get some data, boys. Prep
Gonna-
the 12 foot.
Let's go
We're going
mining.
in.
Let's go mining. Data mining. That's what they call it up in space.
Yeah, you guys call it data mining? That's anal probing.
Well, we prefer data mining.
I snorted.
Dude, for all we know, that's the most efficient form of data mining. We just
Exactly.
don't know the technology.
I thought it was urethral sounding was the most efficient, but I don't know.
We're still learning.
My dad had this funny, well, not funny, but it was a theory about abductions that one person that was abducted said that the only reason why he was abducted and they did tests on him was that the propulsion system of the ship was so intense that it physically killed him, and then the extraterrestrials picked him up and like healed him and fixed him and then put him back where he was.
Who said that?
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
don't know.
I've heard that before.
I will try and find it, but my dad watches YouTube like 24 hours a day, right? So, and he just brought this up to me, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. That maybe the propulsion system, like you know how people say they touch it and they get like burned. Maybe that's what's happening is that they don't want to leave evidence, and the only way to not leave evidence is to pick them up and physically fix them and then put them back where they found them. Kind of thing.
Their own babies and cows.
Well,
been
babies
doing
and
it for
cows,
years.
we just
Has
drain
anyone
their
here-
blood.
Oh, I heard that a lot of the cattle mutilations were actually like vaccine testing.
Yeah, those are like
Wow.
seem to be a lot.
Like they would
around
they'd
that
pick up
area,
like a cow
military.
and they'd surgically remove a specific gland or organ because they want to see the effects of the drug on those organs. So they will infect a herd and then go back and harvest a few of the organs. And then
I actually just heard today how they purposely infected a male mosquito population with a virus that would help kill mosquitoes.
Yeah. Well, you
In
know,
Florida.
They're trying
giving mosquitoes AIDS.
So, like this whole transhumanist,
Yeah, pretty much.
The whole transhumanist agenda that we're
plot
living through is being test run on the bee populations today. They're killing off the bees, and they've got robo bees ready to go to pollinate our food for us.
Yep, they do. It's
Is that
fucked up.
gonna work?
They have
at all?
fake.
No, it's fucked
Nah,
up.
don't.
It's not gonna work.
We all die, is what happens there.
Well, yeah, because no
Die.
bees, no bees, no trees.
No bees, no food.
No food.
Exactly. No, I know how pollination works, and I know that it's devastating because I watched a bee movie.
See, all right, for a
I
second.
know.
That's stupid. I'm sorry. Dumbass.
No, it was cute.
That's true.
I love
And
the
if anything, that movie is a little bit of predictive programming.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
That's not
But
predictive programming. That's just regular programming.
That's just putting a dumb spin on something that's gonna happen, so that that we'll have something to say to our kids that when all the bees die, we'll be like, "Well, sweetie,
remember the bee movie?
Well, the things about cartoons
we
is
don't
they,
have honey anymore, so we don't need bees."
I think cartoons leave a really strong impression in kids. And,
Oh, yeah, they do.
And if there's something emotional that ties to that movie, and it's a cartoon, and then they get the shit, the marketing crap at home. They got the Jerry Seinfeld doll or whatever to go along with it.
If anything, though,
From
I would think
McDonald's.
it would make the kids. It would make the kids care more. I mean, we all care, right?
You know,
and we're
You know
all
what they need
programmed.
is the cremation of care, I think.
We need Moloch.
You know how many damn Minion toys I have from McDonald's in my
bet.
house?
I don't have any of those.
Ugh, they're everywhere. Every time you go, they're like,
I've never seen any
I
of
want
those
this
movies.
Minion. They're pretty
I'm
good.
not either.
If you have kids, they're fun to watch. I watch those kid movies all the time.
What's the one? Not the Minions, but the one that they're from.
Oompa Loompas.
Despicable.
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
The Minion movie. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to see Spider-Man tomorrow.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Nice.
Yeah, my son wants to go for his
Did you guys
birthday.
ever see
Today was
the-
his birthday. He turned 11.
Did you ever see The Incredibles?
Yeah, that was good.
Yes.
That's a great.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
you put.
That's a
Yeah, it's
really
on the
good
thing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. It's Brad Bird wrote it and directed it. And they're making a sequel.
Dude, easily one of the best animated films.
The best. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yep,
No
I would say
kids.
so.
No kids.
No kips.
I enjoyed
Remember
Up.
Thunderbolt died from Cape accident.
I stopped watching Pixar after Cars. It just went downhill from there for me.
The first
Up
Cars
was a
was
good
great.
movie.
The next two are. Nah.
That Larry the Cable Guy, that guy. Oh,
I'm happier than a
flames
tornado
come out
in
of
a
my head
trailer
when
park.
Like nails on a chalkboard.
Like, is he really a cable guy?
Remember,
he's not a
we
cable
were
guy.
No,
just, we were just talking about how
He's a
maybe
comedian.
we're being mind controlled.
By Larry the Cable
Just
Guy?
to bring it back on track.
I used to.
Bring
I
us
saw
back
him
around, Nomad.
stand
See,
up.
that's the distraction.
You know what
Larry
you
the
missed
fucking
earlier,
Cable guy.
Nomad, was that we collectively came to the decision that everything is a distraction this week.
It is.
I'm distracted by bathing right now.
Bathing.
No, see, that's one thing that isn't a distraction.
No, you're getting clean.
I even showered today.
It feels refreshing.
Meditating, dreaming.
I'm not
sleeping.
meditating. I'm
doing things as a human being, and fucking ignoring the bullshit. That's what we need to do.
I think we're doing it right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But
having
I
those
like
conversations. Bam.
I have a guilty pleasure. I watched America's Got Talent.
Dude, nothing wrong with that.
Used to watch A Voice all the time.
I was just gonna say, I watched The Voice, but I actually never had.
I
Not on
watched like all the
purpose, I have
sucky
not
people in the
watched it.
beginning. Not sucky. No, that's the other one. Not they don't really suck because they're all really pretty good.
Did you guys know
you just
Gordon
like
White
to
is
go-
gay?
People kicking them off.
What?
Who?
Wait, who's Gordon White?
The
He's
magician?
a magician.
Oh,
Oh yeah, half of them
I
are
had no idea he was gay.
Me neither.
I was thinking of Gordon Ramsay.
What does that
Does he have a
matter?
He is
husband?
gay. Ramsey's gay.
Yeah, but what does that matter?
No, I
Does
just-
that
I
matter?
didn't- No, it doesn't matter at all. I just didn't know.
Just a
I suspected
Random
it.
factoid.
Well, no, because if you're gay, then your magic tricks work 50% of the time more.
I'm gay. For failed.
I do find it interesting that.
Thank you, sir.
If you took a
Only on the
survey-
weekends.
survey of
Oh no, only Jerry on the weekends.
Fuck, I don't get the weekends. Damn it. All right, sir.
I don't get the weekend.
It just seems like more women are
Survey says
more women and gay men.
I'm
are-
listening.
Oh fuck! Shut up.
Sorry, I'm listening.
More women and gay men are psychic than like hetero football playing dudes.
really. Maybe because they're tapping into the
The feminine.
not the feminine, but they're not distracted by the manliness. You know
They're
what I
not
mean? Like
distracted by the fucking propaganda that they're all raised with.
No, what it is. It's the competition, the man competition.
Well, see, I appreciate competition, but I'm also an artist, so I don't like I don't care about stupid shit. I mean, you guys know me. I look deep into fucking everything.
Sorry, I gotta mute. I'm trying to wash myself really quietly, and it's not working at all. This
Dude.
delicate little.
You
tiny
just don't want to turn
No.
on Nomad.
It's tub casting. Tub casting with failed.
I'm giving Aaron David shit right now for not being on Hive.
You know, of all the fucking things that I decided to make my own was fucking talking in a bathtub. What a guy!
I've never seen anybody else do it.
Dude, you
Yeah.
nailed it, too. Totally nailed it.
Yeah.
Aaron David tweeted today, not the least interested in politics, but I do miss seeing Obama's mannerisms, the stoicism, and the breaking of that with the smile, the pauses. And I replied, he was a glitchy clone.
Nice.
He wrote back, you're crazy, you know that? That's why I like you.
Yeah.
And
That's perfect.
I'm writing back, dude, I like you. I'll kill you last. Nah, I'm not gonna write that. Get fucking arrested for shit. Nazis.
Yeah, no
Police
kidding.
state. Rah, get off my lawn.
Goddamn kids,
Yeah.
got my lawn.
No, it's getting fucking crazy.
It's only gonna get worse.
It is. It really is. And
It
that's
has
why
to-
I'm like,
It has to like spiral out of control before it can ever be better. Unfortunately.
the thing is, at least we can see it now before it happens. We can
Yes.
get prep. We can prep ourselves a little bit.
We don't know what we're prepping for.
No, we don't. We don't. But we know we're prepping for something.
I know. It's awesome. I'd rather be surprised. To be honest. Because if it sucks, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I'd rather be like, oh, it's gonna be awesome. Oh fuck.
Oh,
Get out of the
there's
big
a bright
city.
flash. It's over.
Failed.
Well, hopefully, if it's a real sim and it's a reset, we'll never have any idea it happened. It's
Nope. And who knows, that could have already happened.
Yes. I really like the idea of that we're living through our life review stage right now. Not that I believe in that shit, but it's an interesting concept.
What's taking a really long time?
It's a full life review.
Makes sense.
So I would say it's a full life.
But I also like Ogg's little deal about it being an ancestral simulation that we created and put ourselves into so we could see how we got to where we were in the future because we forgot.
Oh my god.
Would that imply a simulation?
It more than implies it.
Or like a big ass spell?
No.
It would be a
I mean,
created
how-
simulation.
No,
But
like
it was something that was created by humans?
yeah, so like us 10,000 years in the future, super advanced technologically, have no idea about our human past. So they built a DNA ancestor simulator that would simulate the bloodlines of their own DNA and replay what happened.
Damn, dude.
To find out
That's fucking deep.
Yeah, well, this is what
That
this guy's saying.
makes sense, too.
It does, like, because there's something is about to happen. I don't know when, in the future, that keeps them from remembering where they came from. So whatever happens, fuck shit up for them. Like it breaks off their connection with their ancestry, or there's there's a cataclysm of some sort.
Well, they need to fix that shit because they're never going to know. And if
No,
they built all this stuff.
We're like, rendered parts of blood drops from the future.
I know, but you're
in that
saying that they
scenario.
made us, or they made this so that they could find out what happened, but now there's going to be a cataclysm and they're not going to know?
No. There is a cataclysm, but they've never seen it from this side.
Oh, okay, sorry.
From the past. They only see it in their past, not in their future,
Okay, I understand now.
But some of the other stuff that August just come out with kind of contradicts that, or
I've noticed that lately.
Or he's also said many times that we're in a nested environment. So it is possible that one of those nestings is this ancestral simulation.
Could be.
Interesting.
I mean, it's provocating.
Yeah, it's cool.
Provocative, I meant.
Or we're manifesting it now. We're thinking about it.
Yeah, could be. You never know. That's sometimes you wonder, and that's why I always go back to that point where I believe nature and numbers are truth. Everything else, take it with a grain of salt.
So that concludes the podcast. Now back to the regularly scheduled program.
Bam.
Yeah, Jerry, I remember that conversation as being the very first that me and you had, because you came into Discord and said, come into my other show. I'm going to do a show tonight. And we all went and listened to you. And then afterwards, you came back into the Hangout and started talking about the DNA and the ancient society that made us so that they could they manifested us so that they could study their DNA because they'd been so disconnected from their past, and they had to make us to fix them. I remember that. It's a good conversation.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought.
It's very interesting.
And it could be true.
But it's like shit we can never prove or find out about, and it's a rabbit hole that ends in a paradox, literally. Oh, the other thing you said was that
not only that, but just think about it for a second.
Yeah.
That implies essentially that they have a way to control us or manipulate us through DNA, and that it's maybe already happened.
No. Well, okay, yes, that's possible because They have genetic engineering, but this is the gist of it. From the way I took it was that they started it from a certain point within the DNA, which is basically a memory. You know, there's DNA memory. Shit's stored in your DNA, and I don't know what, or how, but it can recreate your whole bloodline. And so they recreated bloodlines from their own DNA. There was no tampering or genetic manipulation or anything.
Well, not only
let's
not
drop
only
some blood
rebuilding
into this computer and watch what comes up on the screen, and that's where we're inside the screen.
Bleeding data.
But not only like that kind of thing, but DNA also tells birds to fly south. DNA tells bears to hibernate in the winter.
I think that's
No,
probably
not-
light
it's
or
not
magnetism.
DNA.
It's not DNA.
That is.
No.
DNA can only store physical attributes. Can't store.
I think we should just
decision-making.
ignore DNA in general.
Yeah, we don't even know it exists.
Oh, okay. No, sorry, I'm confusing that with cell memory.
No, you're thinking of
Yep.
muscle memory.
No, not muscle memory.
I know you're like an instinctive
screen
memory.
memory.
Screen.
Yeah, instincts that
Polar bear
all
screen
animals
memory.
have, and how we've bred cats to be house pets and dogs to be house pets,
Yeah.
and get those instincts to either hunt or protect.
What about horses?
Yep, and even
Nay.
horses. There's a difference between wild horses and domestic.
Yeah, one
For a
eats
reason.
hay.
Hey.
Pete Griffith's got a mustache.
Horse is so thirsty.
And then the wild horse thirsts for blood.
Dude,
That'd
I'm
be a
getting
vampire
to the
horse.
point where I feel like all this conspiracy stuff is a bullshit distraction
It is.
from finding the truth in your own life.
Me too.
That's the one thing they don't want you to find out.
I don't know.
And they don't want you to be creative.
They definitely don't.
I attribute all the conspiracy as organizations hiding their true
Corruption.
their true corruption,
And that's why that is definitely a true conspiracy as well. All the corporation bullshit is so true, and it goes deep within to religion and all that shit.
Oh,
We've been,
it's in every facet of our lives, and I think that once
and what for?
For me, once the conspiracies are brought to light and the people are put to whatever justice you can think of, we'll take back what was lost. That's why I think we need to keep digging into conspiracies.
Oh, definitely. We never need to stop because it's blatant at this point.
Yet it's a distraction at the same time.
But for me, it's not a distraction.
Yeah.
For me,
It's
we
not.
need to keep digging. We need to get the light on this
Knowledge-
garbage. We need.
This is the reason we
need to get the light.
Discussion and knowledge.
Right. I mean, this is the whole reason I wanted to do these, was to put things in boxes and move past them and get going on other things. Okay, we nailed the Titanic, Roswell, Rothschild.
Yeah.
Everything's fucked up. Okay, we got it. Now let's move forward. What's next? Let's pull down the next. Let's open the next
iceberg. Get ahead.
The next kimono, as it were.
Let's
Yeah,
figure out this
it's so
solution.
hard though.
There's only so much you can put onto something that happened in the past that was secret and hidden away from us, right? There's only so many angles you can look at before you're like, okay, something happened at Roswell. We get it. We don't know what it is. We get it. So why keep bringing it up all the time?
I think the more important aspect of this
Sells
is that
books.
that
We don't
it
know
doesn't matter
fully
what-
100% what happened.
Right. And we'll never know.
That's
And it
why
doesn't
it's still-
matter what happened because it happened.
doesn't.
Okay. And it affected the collective consciousness in a certain way that we are dealing with now. Regardless of what happened or how it happened, or even if it did happen. Its effect is what we have to cope with. And I think that's where we get lost a lot of times. Where we
Same
don't look,
thing with 9/11.
Yeah, we don't look at the effects, we look at the event and say, oh, couldn't be that, But you got to really step back and wait to see what the reverberations are from that that stone in the pond.
Do you think that there will ever be a time where the veil is uncovered, so to speak?
Which veil?
Well, every conspiracy that you can think of is finally just like, okay, sit you down. This is what happened. Disclosure of everything.
No, never gonna happen.
It'll happen, but it's always gonna happen. Maybe 50 plus years later,
we'll be dead.
I would even say that it might have already been. It's probably already out there.
I mean, a lot of it is, but like,
You
you know how I've
think about
been
people
mentioning
doing research
the
on
shit I've-
Google. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the shit I've been seeing on things like History Channel or Discovery Channel, and they're exposing shit that the CIA did a long time ago. I mean, MK Ultra was released how many years ago? What, in 89? Yeah. So, but no one really, or was that fucking?
Nobody cares.
Was that nobody cares? So yeah,
Because
right.
It,
That's
hap-
the
it
sad
happened.
thing.
It happened. What are they going to do? Those people are all
With-
dead. You know.
With it,
No, I think a lot of people don't even think that it's real.
That's the thing. Yep. I agree, Suzanne.
That's part of it too.
You're absolutely right. A lot of people are like, that's conspiracy.
But it was in the New York Times. It was in the Washington Post. It was reported on. So
Yes.
people either ignored it or they were outraged for a moment and then went back to their happy football.
How about
game.
this? Maybe I got it here. They put so much space in between when it happened and when it's disclosed that by the time they get to the point of disclosing it, it has been in the conspiracy realm for so long that when it is finally exposed, it's ignored as another part of the conspiracy, but it was actually, like, spelled out.
Yeah,
yes,
sure. I'm
dude.
sure a lot
It
of that
seems like
happens.
that's happening right now. It seems like that is exactly what's happening right now. Because shit is getting disclosed in weird fucking ways. Like, I never thought I'd see random shit disclosed on History Channel that I knew about because of researching and being interested in things that you don't find every day on the mainstream media.
You don't, but they're making shows about shit that's 30 years old.
See, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, they're gonna do it that way forever until, as long as they can get away with it, they're gonna keep on doing it that way.
And plus,
they're gonna wait.
They're gonna milk it too. They're gonna milk MK
Oh,
Ultra from
definitely.
every angle before they move on to like MK and Naomi.
And not only that, but dude, just think about the fact that this show did happen, right? They probably made money from it. I wouldn't say who they is necessarily, but someone made money from it, and still no one gives a shit.
Unless Discovery Networks is a wholly owned subsidiary of the CIA.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to think that it was on those channels people would start to care a little bit more that the CIA was smuggling drugs, like, and you start to wake up a little bit.
I ran Contra.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't even know if after
Why
seeing
didn't they
that
get
people even
incensed?
care anymore.
Yeah, why didn't they get all fucking pissed off when Ollie North was on, in front of the Congress?
Because they weren't as well programmed back
Testifying.
then.
And now the programming is so efficient.
Well, it's delivered by cell phone.
Yep.
Constantly.
And the power of the internet.
No, I mean, people weren't upset. Like, I'm sure there were people upset, but, like, there were no riots in the streets and...
Exactly.
Because people
That's
didn't
what
have
we're
cell
saying.
phones then. That's why.
But it was on TV.
Well, even then, though, it was something that got exposed and people were like, we just want to live our lives.
Yeah, I know.
I would say some
know.
people might not have even understood what they were looking at.
Yeah,
That
that's
too.
true. I
You
didn't
got
even think about that.
cursory reporting on this kind of thing. Especially
That's
if
the
it's
thing.
conspiracy theory.
Right? When it's something that seems so ridiculous, people just turn off.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
Which-
our government would never do that to us.
That's what I was saying before. You missed that whole part too. Damn it.
Oh,
Gilly.
damn.
I think that might be okay. So if you're going to roll out some kind of social engineering agenda, wouldn't you want to test market a few different plans? Right.
Absolutely.
Right. I think that these shows that they put on TV that have like alien agendas and things like that get canceled first season or mid-season are failed agendas or possibly failed agendas. And I was thinking that specifically on those two shows I've been watching, Invasion and Threshold from 2005. And if you watch them, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Because, well, people still, I mean, you and I, we both like the idea of aliens.
We what?
I mean, I'm sure like we both came from that point where aliens was one of the first things we found very interesting that was something that we weren't told about.
No,
Right?
I actually believed in aliens my whole life. Up until
exactly.
last
Me
year.
too.
But
I
no
think
one,
I have to.
no one told
Who
me.
hasn't?
It's a test.
As a non-religious person, it just seems logical.
Exactly. It does seem logical. And then it's mirrored and echoed in Hollywood constantly.
Correct.
Is that just because us as humans were curious and it's the artistic response to that curiosity? Or is there influence?
How about it might be just a test to But
Or
here's
is
what
it
I'm
just
saying about
creativity? That's the other.
Not
angle
creativity, because they stifle it right away. What's the point of putting it on for one season
that's
and
not-
go, oh, I don't know, it's too alien, let's shut it off.
No,
How
it's
about-
not. It's not that it's too alien. Either people didn't like it, so nobody watched it. It got no low ratings, and they can't sell it to sponsors. It's all money.
Well, it is all money, but it could also be data points, right? So, Jerry, you watched those two shows, okay? And then if we look at every other show that you've ever watched, you're an alien believer, okay? So now Jerry's an alien believer. So then they go, how much of the population are we influencing with these shows? And then so they'd make a show, send it out for a season and cancel it. And then they have a data point on how many people watch that show. Do that with another show and see if this idea of this kind of alien crosses with this idea with this kind of alien, and see how many people are actually starting to believe it.
Or
And then
see
if
which ideas resonate best with people.
Yes.
I get that.
And then start pushing that. Because
Right.
we've always had this green 3-footed alien with a big head, right? That always resonates as an alien. And I think that's how they put out alien shows without scaring the shit out of people, right? Because they could, like, if you really use your imagination and really put out an alien show, you can make the creepiest looking shit that would scare and terrify people.
Also, think about what is the most successful alien show?
Alien?
Ancient Aliens on History Channel.
Right. More propaganda.
That thing's been going for what, 9 seasons?
Something like that.
And it's involving aliens and history.
There's one more.
So it's almost like
possibility
a little
here.
safe way to. I mean, it's still extreme. A lot of them say that we were created by aliens, but a lot of people, when they think about it, yeah, that makes sense.
It does make sense. I always thought Christ was an alien.
Or directed panspermia. Yeah, Christ was an alien, or he did fucking shrooms. And some people believe that's the food of the gods.
There's one more option here. I'd go with the 33% rule on this one. That these things are put out there as seeds for future disinformation silos, perhaps. You know,
The psychedelics.
No. These one-season shows with strangeness, like the alien agenda. You got to watch Threshold because I was saying every episode has a theme of some aspect of dastardliness that the aliens are propagating now through this frequency weapon. You know, that's just one. You know, maybe they're just seeding consciousness with that. The other thing that just reminded me, because when I thought this through this afternoon, was the movie They Live, and how it was a B movie and it never really made money, but it's got a lot of truth in it. And I think we see a lot of truth in these things that don't make money. So it's just another correlation that truth is not profitable.
Nope, definitely not. Propaganda is, though.
I would like
Propaganda
to.
is clearly profitable.
I would like to welcome
Until you make
Mike
truth
to the
the one
hive.
true currency.
There he is.
Hello, Michael.
Yeah, Mike. Truth is our most valuable
Hey, guys.
currency.
And we don't get enough of it.
Nope.
Like dollars.
Nope. And if we were to say that there is a they, fear is their most valuable currency.
They is us.
Yeah, I like to think that too, but I don't know.
I'm not fucking myself over with the taxes. Tell you that much.
Ixnay on the
There-
Axte Octay.
There's just a
Okay.
machine that's
Okay.
already happened
Hi, Mike.
throughout our history.
I
Hey,
know.
Suzanne.
Oh, fuck. That's what Og said. This was interesting too, because he keeps talking about how time's inverted. I get that. You know, we live in this inverted thing. He said because we're inverted, the past is coming. Future, you know, it's like everything's meeting here now. That's kind of what's going on. You know, like everything's zipping back because it's been fucked up like a balloon, and it's kind of shrinking back. Anyway, he says that the stories of Atlantis are us now. Like that's the age we're in now, is that what Atlantis was about, which is kind of a mind fuckery, but interesting.
Interesting take, yeah.
Yeah, that is really interesting. That means we're gonna fucking fall.
Yeah, we are, but we make it. See, this is the thing. This is the paradoxical nature
what
about
if-
the simulation, is that it does break, but we still make it out. Because if we didn't make it out, we could never have come in.
Ah, interesting.
Yes.
That what if it's also repeating, and every time it repeats, we might get one more clue that might help us break it.
I said that a while back, like in the first hive. Yes. It's a thought I had.
Shit.
Well, we talked about it.
Yeah, dude, that was a
Excuse
while
me.
ago.
I know.
Remember that
Well,
was the
apparently
10-hour
resonated
one.
with them.
The 10-hour
What,
one.
Mike?
Apparently it resonated with Nomad pretty well. And 10-hour hive?
Yeah, the very
Yeah.
first one was like 10
Oh,
and a half.
dude, yeah.
Oh, man.
It was epic.
It was a really good one.
It was.
No, that makes sense though. It totally makes sense. And here we are now.
Yeah.
We're even considering the fact that everything we know could be fake.
It is fake. I just assume it is
And
now.
that's where we start to realize the little clues that
The glitches in the Matrix.
yeah, exactly, dude. Yes.
Because if you're not distracted, you can see them. Like the moon not being lit up at the correct angle from the sun. As it should
those are
be.
the weird physical
Oh,
ones.
I think I figured out something about the lunar wave.
What?
Nice.
I already told you.
Tell me. Also, I
Wow.
haven't seen the moon in the day lit up in a way that I couldn't make sense of it.
Is it that
when you look at
the degree angle and they're constantly updating the trajectory kind of thing?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been filming the moon enough. I haven't.
it's the thing is though,
Mm.
they don't even okay, I'm going to the they, but in general, people don't.
People don't look up.
People don't look up and look at the moon and question how it's illuminated.
Nope.
And that alone, I think, awakens something totally that the people in power don't want people to think about. That alone, just thinking about the way outer space or astral alignments work.
Well, I'll be the 1%
Cosmic.
of the 1%. I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
think that it's illuminated by the sun, and it's
It
a
very well
ball.
could be.
No,
It's a
see,
ball
I
in space.
I do too.
That's, I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is that to look up at it and think about that
Oh, yeah,
is
just
something that has been robbed from us. And
It's a
I
cool-
think that's why that there's
Robbed from you, maybe.
robbed from the masses in a way. It's a whole big distraction campaign, in my opinion, because why else would all the primitive cultures been shut the fuck out?
Okay.
Because they wanted to spread a certain way to think about reality,
Well,
and the ones that were onto the truth of it it's unacceptable because that wouldn't make sense for the power structure.
Let me spin it a different way.
All right.
As religion and science split, science became more of an authority, like the religious institutions became an authority for spiritual matters. The scientific community became an authority on those types of matters, and people are generally lazy. You know, if someone who is told to you that is an authority, you were brought up that way, that, oh, he's a scientist, you know, and he says it's the way it is, it must be true. So that also did a large part to stem the natural curiosity of our species, I would say, over time.
Yes, when you look at the news, they always have the expert, right? The expert tells you, and then you know.
Right.
But what I was going to say is that the primitive cultures were ahead of us because they always looked up. Like, how many of you live in a city and you can't see the stars? I live in the country. I can see every star. I can see the details of the Milky Way. And to gaze up there and to look at it, just to look at the wonder of it all, you know, the vastness of space, and then just to think about that
I feel like that is medicine.
It's awe-inspiring. Even to look at the moon and just stare at the moon for a while is a privilege that we have that we don't take advantage of.
See, now I look at the moon and I wonder how they render it.
Well, I know it's a construct, but even if you were thinking of it that way, just to look at the awe of
it's fucking cool. I agree. I totally agree.
Cool. You know what I mean? If you look at it as a construct, if you look at it as a planet, if you look at it as a moon, a star base, a Death Star, whatever,
what if you look at it
up there? Just take a look at it.
Exactly. And like I'm saying, what if you look at it and consider it medicine, and all the stars medicine for the spirit?
Well, but the primitive
medicine
culture,
for the spirit. When's the last time you connected with nature, man?
What did the
live out in
culture
nature for a week?
Every day. I go outside every day.
It's a concrete jungle, Jerry. Come on. Go to the
I'm
real
telling
jungle.
I'm telling you, go out in nature for a week.
There's too many bugs, dude.
I know, bugs suck.
Bring lots of bug spray.
You can bring a tent.
Bugs.
And set a fire, man. Fire helps with the bugs. And after you do that for a week, you just realize, man, I don't know. That's what it's all about. Looking up at the stars, being in nature, and considering ideas.
It's cool. I like it. I like looking at the stars and seeing, you know, like if you see the oh fuck, I'm choking on my thing.
I also like to consider the moon is a construct. There's something about it that is way too coincidental. And I think maybe that is, in a way, why I think it is medicine.
Which is a perfect segue into my
spiritually
lunar wave thing.
Into your moon. Let's see.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so it's been
Hey, Jerry, hang on. One question. Have you got a lunar wave yet?
No. In fact, the one that was filmed on the 7th of July was filmed 1 minute after I turned my camera off.
Damn it.
It's pretty interesting.
Of course, dude. It's always going to be like that.
Bigfoot.
Well, I was looking at the moon. Here's the thing. I was looking at the moon, and I saw something red flash off to my right. And it was the star I filmed. It was Altair.
The pulsing one?
The red one. The first one I put out.
Yeah.
They kind of like, it got my attention, and I stopped filming the moon and started filming that. That's exactly when I stopped it, because the timestamp from when that happened, which was 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern, was exactly when I filmed that red star. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. I believe I have a predictive model, which I'm going to.
You're going to get one. I know you're going to get one.
I'm really close.
Jerry, have people recorded it in different locations at the same time? That actually.
I don't know about.
So if you had recorded that, would that be the first time where two people recorded it at the same timestamp?
I believe I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
I
About
think
that.
it's really anomalous.
Good question.
I
See,
don't
Mike,
think
this
that
is why
has
you need to
happened.
be here.
I don't think it has.
Yeah.
The more people that film it or that film the moon will be able to correlate it that way.
That's why we need more and more people
to snap out.
Dude,
of
it. I need some fucking money to get some good equipment.
You need
I have a
600
question
bucks.
I would love to. I would be out
Wait,
every
let me
night
let me
recording.
finish this, okay? And then I'll shut up and you guys can talk.
I just wanted to know quickly that if me in Canada film it at the same time you film it, will I catch the same? Because our distance is apart.
I think you will. My
Okay.
hypothesis is that you will. So, for those of you who have not seen it, all right, really kind of difficult to see. See this? You got to watch the edges here. There's a line. You see where my cursor's at? From this point here to this point here. I'll rewind it back so you can watch it. It comes down from the top at a 45-degree angle. There's two lines that come down. It's basically like a refresh. See, boom, boom. I'm just going to play it again in slow motion.
Yeah, it's pretty subtle.
You see the line here?
I can see that.
Okay. It displaces the moon by several pixels, which effectively corrects the orbit of the moon. And it's been my hypothesis that the waves are making the moon's orbit, it's correcting the moon's orbit because it's got such an impossible orbit. You know, if you look at the math for it, it's like it shouldn't be there. It's not really possible. So I think the lunar wave has something to do with keeping it observable, the observableness of it matching the equated trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like, we expect it to be there because, okay, put it this way. If the lunar waves didn't happen, the moon wouldn't be full at the right time.
Can you play it over again?
It's still playing. Yeah, I can play it over again.
I mean, we also have to consider we're looking at this through a digital.
I can't go there. I can't go there because it's been filmed too many times by different people through a telescope, with an iPhone, with a camera, with different types of cameras, different types of CCDs. It can't be said that it's a digital artifact or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a digital artifact either.
Now, if
How
you
do
want
you
to say
get
that,
it on the iPhone?
If anything, I think it's a
the dude had his iPhone connected to his telescope. Let me show you the other one.
with the 4K.
I think that was it.
But that's technology, man.
Right.
Makes
I
me
think
wonder
our
if
technology's catching up with them. The others. Double lunar wave. Here it is. Now, this guy shot it with the same camera I have. Wait. The 930 on 7.7. So watch where the arrow's at. You see the first line. Yeah, coming down. All right, so that's the lunar wave. I get that out of the way. What I found is that on the two nights that the lunar wave occurred were July 7th and July 9th. If you look at the, this graph is the moonrise, moonset, and then the halfway point, the meridian, and the illumination at the meridian point. If you look at the night of the 7th, the moonset was at 5:24 night before, rose at 7:40. Jesus. Meridian was at 12:07, so 23 minutes before the wave. Okay. And what this is, it's the moonset was at the 247 degrees. If you look at the prior degrees, each day it progresses a little bit further. But it's by fives. So 268 to 263 to 2 5s and 4s. So it's a predictable, right? However, when it gets into the days with the two waves, it's reversing the angle. So it goes from 247 to 246 back to 247. Kind of, and 249's on the end, which is only 2, 1, minus 1. And it goes back up to 5, 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's got this pattern, and it was during this reversal of angle. I'm not sure if it's the heading of where it is on the disc or if it's the angle of descent. But whatever it is, it's the same pattern. And it happened on the 2 nights that the waves were the 7th and the 9th.
Dude, you should keep on tracking that shit.
I'm going to.
That's, dude.
There's
Man,
one
that could
coming
have
up.
some implications.
There was one today, too.
Oh, damn.
And this is what I was saying, where I think I can predict these now. Going forward, you can look at these angles of ascent and descent and see where the variances, what is that? There's actual statistics term for it. Kind of deviation. So it's not a standard deviation, but there's a deviation that's standardized that it deviates from.
So essentially soon you should be able to capture one.
Yes, I would have been able to film it today and yesterday, but it was daytime. The meridian was at
it's
10:58 at noon, right? So next month at the eclipse, perhaps. But yeah, no, I definitely have an idea of when these things may be occurring. And traditionally, they've been happening on large illuminated moons, close to full moons, and equinoxes or solstices.
Definitely.
So
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I just thought it
That's
was really...
why I'm saying it's medicine, man.
Mushrooms
it's
are
not,
medicine.
It's
Moon,
not.
the moon
Mushrooms totally are. But are the stars as well?
I don't think the stars are what we are told they are.
I don't. They aren't exactly. They aren't at all. The moon isn't either.
No, neither is space.
But
yeah, but we don't know what it is.
If the reason they don't want us to know is because it is great medicine.
Or people would freak the fuck out if they found out that we were locked in a terrarium. Sparkly disco lights on the ceiling.
That could be, but either way, within the terrarium, imagine if you could be like Neo. You know, if you could be the one, and you could be yourself. You could just break free in the terrarium.
I just don't want you to be a tree hugger if all the trees are fake.
Yeah, but they're not.
You don't know that.
In a way, they are fake, but I think the whole campaign is to make it so everyone thinks that these things aren't real.
That's also a possibility.
I mean, when you think about it, those primitive cultures were shut down throughout, like, say, the Crusades, through so many different stupid agendas that happened and shut out primitive cultures. I mean, just think about America.
They had stronger magic, or they had medicine
they did.
That competed with big pharma.
And they were connected with nature. That's a thing that they wanted to shut out, and effectively have, in a way, because now we're totally immersed in technology, and they did a pretty damn good job of it. I mean, like, in a way, to think that the moon is fake, in a way, dude, what if that is even a deeper conspiracy?
Oh, like it's a space station where the Truman Show is directed from?
No, what if, just to think that it's anything technological at all, and to just look at it as something spiritual.
Well, I think spirituality is a form of technology.
Maybe spirituality isn't the best word. I mean, what happened before? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't put those two words together.
I know it's kind of taboo, but it might be true.
You don't think there was an evolution that happened at all? Because I believe that there were times where we were really connected with nature, to the point where we realized things that we forget now.
I do think there was a time like that. I don't know if it was linearly behind us or ahead of us. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's our original state. That's kind of.
Or
what
it could be a cycle.
It could be. I mean, you're talking like
we could
Garden
be
of
living
Eden,
in
living, and
cycles.
then I don't think we came from fucking monkeys. I don't think.
I don't think yeah, me neither. But I think we came from a time where we were more connected with nature, which makes sense.
It does,
because
if
we
time
would.
didn't start in the 1800s. Yes, it does.
Oh yeah, no, we were connected with nature because we were. I mean, whatever nature, whatever you can give it any. Some people say Mother Earth, some people just call it Earth. I would prefer not to call it either of those things because
I call it
that
the holodeck. I know what you're
yeah,
saying.
but that,
I know.
but that, you're
fif-
dude.
I know, but
you're
I just
totally
can't-
right. It is.
I don't
in a
want to
way,
put all my eggs in one
It's a
basket.
holodeck. In a way, it is a holodeck because
Computer.
we're all part of it.
Yeah, we're all generated.
It's
We
the
are the
nature.
computer that generates our
And-
reality.
Exactly, and that's why I think sometimes some things are almost distractions. from that.
Everything.
Like when you
Alrighty.
just look at the history where, like we were talking about the primitive cultures that just got wiped the fuck out. There was a reason for that. I mean, I guess we probably all know that.
Yeah,
But we need to consider that more often, I think, in our search for truth.
I heard someone talking about the wiping out the Native Americans in America by the French and British and Americans, yada yada, back then was basically a bloodline war.
All right, technocratic
Like
cave monkeys.
self-destructive?
No,
I'm
like-
going to bed.
Okay, dude. Thanks for the Tubcast. It's good talking.
Thanks
to
for having me on. I appreciate
Good night,
it.
my brother.
Always welcome.
All right, guys. Good night, everybody.
So like the British
Good night.
were
Good night.
of the whatever bloodline they are, right? And the Native Americans, I've heard they're from Mars, say they're Mars bloodlines.
What? Come on.
I've heard
That just
that.
tot-
You haven't heard that?
But no, that makes no sense.
Sure it does. If you believe in
No.
the whole Tiamat, Mars blew up, they came here kind of thing, it's possible.
I don't believe in that. That
Neither
is
do
total
I.
bullshit.
I'm just saying.
That's a story.
They look different, okay? They're a different bloodline. And it could have been what this person said. I don't remember. It was probably Swerdlow. Was talking about how it was a genocide because of it was bloodline genocide. Like the War of the Roses kind of thing.
So, was it like a different kind of
Human. I don't know. It's all
And does that relate to, like, say, directed panspermia? Maybe different forms of that?
It does. If you want to look at it this way, that each of the major races here,
Or-
we've got Caucasoids, Negroids, and Mongoloids, right? Those are the three basic humanoids. Each one of those could be a separate panspermia event. Because we're all very different physiologically.
Yeah, dude, that could be. Where would Native Americans fall under that? The Mongoloids?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, that totally fucking makes sense. In a way.
Yeah, I was just more interested in the genocide aspect of it. The lighter side of genocide, as Vinny Eastwood said.
And what's happening now? Throw that into the conversation.
What is happening now?
Yeah, what the fuck is happening now?
The media is trying to get Trump out of office still with bullshit stuff.
And yeah, especially when you look at the media,
I believe
it's
somebody has just entered a lawsuit to get access to the Wiener's laptop.
Yeah.
Which could
But as you would say, that's not real.
No, that's very
is
real.
prob-
That's very real. They were
Yeah.
See, you haven't been following George Webb. Webb's got this all under like figured it out. They all have some kind of government mandated software on their devices which all back up to a centralized computer when they charge. So they never lose anything. And I guess
Oh,
Huma
snap.
Abedin has set up Wiener, it was her laptop, and she got a new one and gave it to him, but never like disconnected the backup. That's how it showed up on his machine. It was like a Windows network thing. It did it automatically. He had no idea. Which just happens to be a convenient excuse of, oh, I had no idea I was going to do that.
Yeah, so are we ever going to hear anything?
I don't know. Depends.
Probably not.
If the lawsuit doesn't get thrown out of court. I still haven't heard.
It's good to be hopeful, I guess.
Yeah. Judicial Watch is suing, the DNC right now?
I have no idea.
For stealing all of Bernie's money?
See, I don't know. I have no idea. And I wonder if that's part of the distraction. It goes back against the things that they want you to forget about.
Right.
Like
the first rule of thumb is always look at what's not being talked about. What else happened?
Yeah, or what didn't happen. Because that's nature. Nature doesn't happen. It just is.
Unless you're not there to see it.
No, you're always there to see it, though, if you think about it, right?
I'm not in the forest right now.
It doesn't matter. You're in nature, no matter what.
Well, then we're always in nature.
Yeah, you are. No, not necessarily, because people are distracted. That's the whole point of the mind control and the programming, the propaganda that happens all the fucking time. Because you could be sitting in your house, even own a TV with cable, and be in nature.
Sit on the porch.
Be meditating within, even in your bedroom. It doesn't even matter. You're always in nature. A little house with wood around you and different, any kind of structure. It doesn't matter.
What if I'm in a little house with wood,
Well, that's wood. Double wood. Yeah.
You made me think of something, actually.
Double steel, though.
What if, like, losing your grounding with... So, let's just say this. I'm of the opinion that the Earth gives off some kind of energetic field in which we exist.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Like, call it the ether, whatever.
We have discovered it. That's the thing.
Somebody may have. You and I have not.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you and me, James, Grimm, we're not smart enough to know exactly how all that shit works. But if we were to go to school and get a master's degree, probably, or just study it,
I doubt that,
out of our heads, there's some things that are legitimate